Hello everybody and welcome to the NASCAR Xfinity Series here at Dover. We're getting ready for what's going to be a fantastic event. Let's turn it over to Matthew Owens.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series is in Dover, Delaware, the track known as the Monster Mile. This Bristol on steroids is set for its once a year NASCAR weekend, and it begins with the Xfinity Series campaigners ready to go in today's Bet Rivers 200. The story of the Xfinity Series of late has been the road courses, and last week Connor Zilisch was able to stiff-arm Shane Van Gisbergen away towards the victory at Sonoma. Zilisch now joins Justin Allgaier and Austin Hill with 3 wins at the top of the series standings. But the race to make the playoffs is getting tougher and tighter with just 7 races left in the regular season. Hello, one and all. I'm Matthew Owens. Welcome to Dover. Thanks for having us in for the race. Seth Eves is coming up in just a moment. Indeed, today there are just 7 races left in the regular season. 6 after 200 miles are complete here in Dover today. And here's how that playoff is starting to shape up. As we mentioned, Justin Allgaier, Austin Hill, and Connor Zilisch now are at the top of the playoff grid with 3 wins each. Then 4 drivers with 1 win each. Starts with Brandon Jones, then goes to the Rockingham winner Sammy Smith, Daytona winner Jesse Love, and Atlanta winner and suddenly red hot Nick Sanchez. Sam Mayer at 163 points above the cut line, and Carson Quapo at plus 90 seems safe. 12 drivers make the playoffs in the Xfinity Series. In 10th is Sheldon Creed at plus 54. Taylor Gray is at plus 22 in 11th and starts on the pole today. And then it's family members that share the next 2 positions, the last spot in the playoffs and the first spot out. Jeb Burton, 16 points above the cut line. Harrison Burton, 16 points below the cut line. Ryan Sieg has had a tough go at it of late with 3 straight finishes of 30. Means time is growing short for drivers that are below the cut line to make it in. Today it is this tough 1 mile here in Dover that stands in the way of the NASCAR Xfinity Series stars. Seth, this is a very tough racetrack on everybody, whether it's Cup drivers, Xfinity drivers, or whoever puts a stock car or a truck on this racetrack. And that may be most explained by saying there are 38 cars in the field in today's race and only 2 former winners are in the field here at Dover.
Yeah, probably so. I mean, you nailed it when you said it in the open that it's Bristol on steroids. That is exactly, I think, the perfect description for this racetrack. It is tough physically. It's also a mental challenge as well. You have to hit your marks here. And I know we're not into the track description portion yet, but folks, one of the more difficult corners, a difficult thing in this sport is when you come out of that second corner and head down the back straightaway. Because folks, if you are the slightest bit loose or out of control out of that second corner, goodbye, because that back straightaway is going to get you, and it's a blind corner, so if there's an accident, if you probably aren't going to slow down in time, too. So, yeah, this is a tough racetrack, and only the best of the best can win here, and there's some youngins here that are going to get a lesson at the School of Hard Knocks, and there's some veterans who probably will have a difficult time even, too. It's a fun racetrack, and it should be interesting to see these Xfinity guys try and sort it out today.
200 laps, 200 miles today here in Dover.
Here to say the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome NXT North American Champion Ethan Page.
Drivers, start your engine!
An energetic command to fire the engines, and the field of 38 comes to life here for today's 200 mile race. Now, the weather this weekend at Dover, it has been hot, it has been sticky, but it has cooled down here over the last couple of hours. The reason? Big rainstorm came in. It has canceled practice and qualifying for tomorrow's Cup Series race, but qualifying was held for the Xfinity Series race here today, and here is how the starting grid lines up for the Bet Rivers 200. This is the 79th NASCAR Xfinity Series race to be held here at Dover Motor Speedway, and it's Taylor Gray, the rookie from New Mexico, with his third pole of the season. He's been in the top 10 in 4 of the last 5 races. Speaking of hot, Nick Sanchez is that. The Atlanta winner has 3 straight top 5s. He starts second today. Connor Zilich, the Sonoma winner, rolls off from third alongside another winner from this season from Darlington, Brandon Jones. Ross Chastain and Eric Almirola, couple of leechers, if you will, line up in row 3. Row 4, Justin Allgaier in his 25th career Xfinity start at Dover. He has 2 wins here. Is alongside William Sawalich, who was a season-best third last week in Sonoma. There's those Burtons, Harrison 9th, Jeb 10th. One is 16 points above the cut line, the other is 16 points below the cut line. Could be a family feud for that final playoff spot. Sheldon Creed rolls off 11th alongside Jesse Love, who finished last week. Sam Mayer for the Gene Haas team starts 13th. He's alongside Carson Quaffle, who was the second-place finisher in this race last year. Austin Hill has failed to lead a lap in the last 7 races. He starts 15th alongside a Truck Series regular, Rajah Caruth, won at Nashville this year in that series. He's driving today for Jordan Anderson Racing. Sammy Smith is in the 9th row alongside Viking Motorsports driver Matt DiBenedetto. In 19th, Ryan Sieg, 30th or worse in 3 straight races, along with Dean Thompson, who's 15th in the championship standings. Jake Finch, 20-year-old from Lynn Haven, Florida, who runs in the ARCA Series, 7th in the ARCA race here yesterday, driving for Hendrick Motorsports today, starts 21st alongside an ARCA regular, LeVar Scott from New Jersey. Brennan Poole is in row 12, alongside Blaine Perkins. Leland Honeyman rolls off from 25th alongside Anthony Alfredo, who was a solid 9th here a year ago. Parker Retzlaff rolls off in row 14, flanked by veteran Jeremy Clements. Josh Williams and Daniel Dye in the 15th row. From 31st on the grid, Christian Eckes, of course a Truck Series star for the last couple of years, and Ryan Truex, who's won the last 2 Xfinity Series races here at Dover. Josh Balicki is in the Rita's Italian Ice Chevrolet. We might need some of that before the end of the day and the weekend. He's in the 17th row with Ryan Ellis. Kyle Sieg from Tucker, Georgia, rolls off 35th alongside Kaz Gralla, who's replacing Chris Wright in the Hour Motorsports number 5. Garrett Smidley starts 37th, and then the 38th and final starting spot, it's Nick Lights. Failing to qualify was David Starr and Glenn Reen. That's the starting grid for the Bet Rivers 200. As we mentioned, 38 drivers on the grid, only 2 have passed Xfinity Series wins here at this racetrack. 200 laps, 200 miles around this 1-mile concrete racetrack. We've talked about how physically demanding this racetrack is. We'll talk about that throughout all 600 miles of the racing that we bring you this weekend when you put in the 400 laps that we have for you in the Cup Series tomorrow. As mentioned, Matthew Owens and Seth Eves here with you. And Seth, well, he likes the hot temperatures, of course. He's fine with it. So he's over on the bridge over there next to the casino. He'll place a bet later today for some of us. Outside of Turn 3, as the cars are starting to roll off the grid and we get ready to go, Seth, here at the very aptly named Monster Mile.
Yeah, old Miles the Monster, ready to go. This should be interesting here. Cannot wait for this. Again, when you come out of that number 2 corner, it is a rather blind corner. And so we'll see what happens here. I'm beyond excited for this race. And then you head down into 3 and 4. I'll tell you, these guys are in for a treat today. Let's do it.
Yeah, it should be an interesting race. It should be pretty straightforward strategy-wise. Let's talk about the surface of the racetrack, Seth. We don't go to many concrete tracks, of course, only 3 of them. Bristol, Dover, and Nashville are the only 3 concrete racetracks we have. But it's so different from what these guys are normally used to. Concrete, it's cooler, so it's not as temperature sensitive, so it can take these hot temperatures that we seemingly always get here at Dover, and it won't affect the track too terribly much. It's difficult to rubber in concrete, and maybe even more difficult now after the rain that we had about an hour and a half or 2 hours ago that canceled Cup Series practice and qualifying.
You cut for a split second. Ask that again?
Yeah, so it's concrete very tough to rubber in, and it may be even tougher after the rain that we had here earlier today.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Saw someone mention on Twitter that that's going to be interesting. That's going to be more difficult with the Cup guys because they got a brand new tire.
Yeah.
And a surface that that's not going to have a whole lot, of wear in. Yeah, they'll have 200 laps today, but you just never know. I mean, my goodness, this is going to be a show today.
Now, you also kind of hinted towards this earlier. This racetrack has walls both inside and out, and this is a very narrow racetrack, isn't it? And that's what creates really big crashes here at Dover over the years.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, again, I'll say it again. How many of those, Matthew, have come out of turn number 2? Out of that blind spot. It's just 2005 in this race, in a Xfinity race. 2008 Cup race. Plenty of others come to mind, and I mean, you give them other places too, but that's just the place I just go back to look at is out of turn 2 and onto that back straightaway there. Or Donnie Neuberger in 52 had a problem in this race back in 2005.
Yeah, it's such a narrow racetrack, and of course, it's called a self-cleaning racetrack because there's banking everywhere. The corners are very steeply banked at 24 degrees, but what's really unique are the 9 degrees of banking on the straightaway. So you're almost always feeling some amount of G-force. You're always turning, it feels like. The straightaways are only 1,000 feet long here, so it is a physically demanding racetrack, this Dover Motor Speedway, and that's what the Xfinity Series drivers will have to deal with here today. Parade and pace laps are underway. Might be a few more than we're used to. Again, these are the first laps, these pace laps. They're the first laps being turned by stock cars since the rain that canceled Cup Series practice and qualifying. We are also happy to be with you, in addition to USRN2, of course, to JBM. And glad to have everyone on the YouTube listening in to us here. Matthew Owens and Seth Eves here with you for these 200 miles at Dover. We will. We always talk about it. We will try our best to stay up to date with the comment section on YouTube. We're always. We're not as used to catching up on YouTube comments as we are as everyone else is on JBM. So we'll try our best to keep up with you on YouTube as we get ready to go for this 200-lap race. Excited to be in Dover, Seth. We've never been here in July. The shifting of the calendar has put us here in July this year. That's new for all of us. And, yeah, it's hot. It's going to be hotter tomorrow.
Yeah, it's hot up here too.
Temperatures today for this race, and of course the rain certainly helped cool it down. Temperature right now is 83 degrees ambient, but the real feel, if you will, is 92. It is very hot and sticky. Tomorrow, hotter still at 91 degrees ambient, the high for the Cup Series race here tomorrow. Field just made a pass down pit road to set their tachometer, so we should be getting 1 to go this time around. We've talked about the demanding challenge of this racetrack, Seth. It's challenging just to make it around here 1 lap by yourself. Now you're going 200 laps with a whole field of cars around you. it really is a track where most of the time experienced veterans are the ones that come out on top. Who are you looking at today?
I mean, obviously Taylor Gray, you're talking about just in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guys to watch for in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Taylor Gray starting on the pole, obviously. I look at a guy like, a Jeb Burton and Harrison, for that matter, who both have had plenty of experience here. And they're also both in the mix for the playoff. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they can do. Let's see. I've said Gray, and he's on the pole. Trying to think here if there's anybody else that kind of jumps out.
Here's one. How about the guy that's won the last 2 Xfinity Series races here? We don't see him every weekend. Ryan Truex.
Yeah, it's true. Absolutely. Yeah, he has to start at the back of the pack, so that'll be interesting to watch him run through traffic. Of course, Connors Village has a win here in ARCA.
Yep. And of course, the most recent winner on the tour last week in Sonoma. We did not get one to go last time. They are still just trying to make sure a spot just below the flag stand is fully dry. So we will make at least one more pace lap here before we go green. Yeah, we don't see Ryan Truex every weekend in the Xfinity Series or really in any NASCAR series, but as we know, the Truex name has had great success here. Martin had great success here in both the Cup and Xfinity Series levels. His first Cup win came here in 2007. He won here a couple of times in this series. His brother Ryan has 3 career Xfinity Series wins, and 2 of them have come right here in Dover in each of the last 2 years. So he's back with us today, driving for Sam Hunt's team. As Seth mentioned, though, he'll start towards the rear of the field, starting 32nd on the grid. As the Ford Mustang pace car one more time will bring the field off of turn 4, and we'll see if we get one to go this time. I'm kind of doubting it because there's still 2 safety vehicles right. Yeah, there is a spot on the track that just needs to be polished up a little bit here, so we're still making additional pace laps. Shouldn't hurt the fuel mileage that much. It is only a 45-lap first stage, 200 laps the race.
And the lights are still on the pace vehicle, so we're not going to get this time. Yeah, that is an interesting spot right there.
Yeah, I think what has happened here on the front stretch, again, it rained very heavily to cancel practice and qualifying for the Cup Series, and I think what had happened is
what had happened was
I think that wet spot had been covered up during driver intros for this race, and that's why it hasn't gotten fully dry. So we will continue just to run down some contenders today. You know, for a long time, Seth, we would always talk about Rockingham, Dover, and Darlington as 3 of the toughest racetracks on drivers and on equipment. And anyone that was good at one of those tracks usually was good at all 3 of those tracks. A couple of names that come to mind on there is Kyle Petty, Ricky Rudd, Ricky Craven, guys that were really good at all 3 of those racetracks. Mark Martin being another one. Just because I mentioned those other 2 racetracks, looking at Brandon Jones today, the Darlington winner from earlier this season, and he's starting 4th on the grid. Might want to watch for Brandon Jones to be a contender today.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. I'll take that assessment. Looking through the field here, and just for bleeps and giggles, Jesse Love, who crossed the start-finish line first at Rockingham, starts 12th. The guy who ended up getting the win after the failed inspection is Sammy Smith. He starts 17th.
Yeah, and Jesse was so good at Rockingham that day. Had the best car.
Clearly.
And he was extremely good. He ended up not leading the most laps in that race. It was actually Ryan Sieg, as it turned out to be. But Jesse Love had the best car that day and, of course, did fail post-race inspection. But, yep, that's a good one to look out for. I'm very interested to see what the day could be for drivers that are here for quote-unquote one-off rides, even though it's not fully one-offs for Ross Chastain and Eric Almirola, but we know those two could be dangerous. They are both on row 3 of the starting grid. Those two could always be contenders, but I'm really looking at the true one-off guys here today, Seth, and when I say that, I mean the guys from ARCA Land that are coming to join us. Jake Finch is in the Hendrick car. Rajah Caruth, who, of course, comes from the Truck Series. And then you have LeVar Scott as well that's with us today.
Yeah, LeVar, good point there. Yeah, and Finch is in one of the best cars in the field. That Hendrick 17. So that'll be something to watch for. And, of course, Rajah Caruth, who has had his moments, 2 wins in the Truck Series, has struggled a little bit in that series this year, but getting the chance to run for Jordan Anderson, and hey, lights are off atop the pace car, my brother.
And as I said,
we real quick, we haven't said all these names. We've said all these names. We haven't even mentioned the guy who might just be the hottest in the series, Nick Sanchez.
Yeah, might be. Sanchez is so good. And as we mentioned, 3 straight top 5s for Sanchez. Computer always wants to do an update when it's time to do a race. Thank you. Yeah.
I'm hearing you say it was having a mayor. They look like it was having a mayor there. So.
Yeah, it loves picking out broadcast times, especially green flag times. It really likes picking that out to do that. So thank you very much. Yes, thank you. Hope you're done. Mind of your own computer. Oh, maybe not. Oh, that's great. Thank you for that. So, we are coming towards the green here in Dover. Glad to have you with us on USRN2 and JBM. It's the NASCAR Xfinity Series from Dover. We'll try to clean up on our end as best we can here momentarily. Thank you very much for the technical issues. They're always great. Green flag waves, and it's time to drop the hammer on the Monster Mile of Dover. Taylor Gray from the pole, the 3rd of his rookie season, takes off and clears Nick Sanchez into turns 1 and 2 for the first time. And it's Taylor Gray away with the lead. Brings the field into turns 3 and 4 for the first time. They're double file from 3rd on back. Field comes out of turn 4, first lap complete. Gray is the leader. Sanchez, the Atlanta winner, is behind him 2nd. They're double file, Seth, from 3rd on back.
Connor Zilic, Brandon Jones, Ross Chastain, and Eric Almirola. Got to be careful coming out of that corner, but everything looks good. They get out of there just fine. Here's Zilic inside of Jones. Boy, Chastain, like he washed up just a little bit through 4.
Field comes off of turn 4, and side-by-side racing is very difficult at this racetrack, and that's what they're doing at the 3rd position. Connor Zilic trying to keep it on the bottom, and now does clear Brandon Jones.
He does clear him. Now here's Taylor Gray. Taylor Gray with a comfortable lead at the front of the field. Further back, here's Sheldon Creed trying to dive to the inside of the Harrison Burton machine as they work through 4.
Harrison Burton, 16 points below the cut line with 7 races left in the regular season. Holds off Sheldon Creed as they go back into the corner.
And Burton continues to hold Creed at bay. Creed saying, oh, Burton a little bit loose there coming out of turn 2. Meanwhile, ahead of them, Jesse Love to the inside of Jeb Burton. He'll grab the 8th spot.
So Jesse Love already moving up. We talked about his success at Rockingham earlier in the season. There are a lot of similarities between Rockingham and Dover. There always has been.
Jeb washes up the racetrack a little bit, which could allow Harrison a run at him. Boy, a lot of red cars in that conundrum, aren't there? Williams Sawalich back there in 7th. Love goes up the racetrack, might be setting up for a run off 4.
And, of course, Sawalich coming off a season-best 3rd-place finish in Sonoma, California last week. It has been a tough rookie season for the teenager from Minnesota, but it's starting to turn around.
As they work their way down the back straightaway, Jesse Love trying to chase William Sawalich down for that 7th position as Love again drifts up just a little bit. Again, a little bit sideways coming out of 2.
Love.
Or 3, sorry.
Love swings it wide out of turn 4, puts the crosshairs on the back of that Joe Gibbs Racing number 18 of Sawalich. My goodness.
And the cameraman, most for the mayor. Boy, that's from qualifying where he scraped the wall. I was going to say he's hit the wall, but that's right, he hit the wall in qualification earlier today. So Justin Allgaier, watching him go through the back will be interesting.
Yeah, Allgaier on his second qualifying lap scraped the wall coming out of turn 4, and he immediately went to the garage and was helping his team try to fix that race car. He's looking to the inside of Ryan Truex.
And he will make that spot. Now we'll set his sights on the Parker Retzloff automobile. And Allgaier should be able to get by that similarly colored. Was there a memo to the field where everybody has to have red in their car today?
I like how a lot of them are red blending into white, just like Jesse Love.
Who has his sights set on the William Solowich machine. Meanwhile, you've got the Burton family feud, as Matthew alluded to, battling back for that ninth position. We might need Steve Harvey for the last race for the playoff spot.
And we'll bring him in the booth. That's no problem at all. We love Steve around here. Here's Love. Draws in on Solowich into turn 1. Solowich will take it to the bottom. Love is right in his tire tracks.
Indeed he is. And here is Love trying to reel him in and couldn't quite do it. Yeah, we'll talk about, so who's going to win, Jeb or Harrison? Hamburger. Good answer.
Here's Love. He is half a groove lower than Solowich out of turn 4. Now he'll try to pull up alongside as they dive into turn number 1. Solowich down the middle of the racetrack. Love working strong on the bottom.
Yeah, good battle right here. Jesse Love takes a look to the inside, has to tuck back in line behind William Solowich. Solowich now keeps the spot. Love has a good run, though, through 4.
That Chevrolet pulls up right to the bumper cover of Sowolich's Toyota. William will hold on to the position for now, but he's under a lot of pressure. Jesse Love, the one putting it on.
Love now trying to rear back and get for a good run off 2. Couldn't quite get close to him. We'll see what he does. Seems to be better at the turn 3 and 4 portion of the racetrack.
It'll be interesting to watch Love today. Again, going back to Easter weekend and that race at Rockingham, which for my money is the best Xfinity Series race we've had this season. It was wildly entertaining. He was good anywhere. He could throw it to the bottom. His car was good. He could run the middle of the racetrack. Car was good. He could climb the banking almost to the very top. His car was good. So he's already jumped up to 8th here. And we'll continue watching the deuce of Jesse Love throughout the day. Battle for the lead. Is it a battle? It might be soon, Seth. There's 5 car lengths between Taylor Gray and Nick Sanchez.
Yep, that's a solid lead as Gray continues to show the way over Sanchez. Sanchez kind of in the feeling out process right now, running in that second position.
Comes off of turn 4. We mentioned Sanchez, 3 straight top 5 finishes, which all got started with his first ever win in the Xfinity Series 3 weeks back in Atlanta.
All right. Indeed, yeah. He, again, on a roll. Bunch of top 5s as they continue to work into towards turns 3 and 4. And Gray continuing to show the way early on here in the Bet Rivers 200.
Yeah, you had Sanchez get his first career win at Atlanta. Taylor Gray hoping to get his first career win today. Remember, he was close in Mexico City, second to Daniel Suarez. Battle for third, hits the back chute.
Yeah, indeed. Connor Zilich has it. Brandon Jones wants it. Here is Jones. Good run to the inside. Zilich, though, blocks the spot.
Eric Almirola draws in on this battle now. Almirola, the winner at Phoenix earlier in the spring. 3-way fight for position number 3 as Zilich gets way up the racetrack in turn 2.
Yep. So, going to be an interesting fight here as Almirola gets to the bumper, gets to the back of his teammate. Jones up the hill, leaves the bottom open for Almirola, who got his first career truck win here many moons ago.
There's already been some contact with the left side of that Brandon Jones number 20. Donut on the side of that car right underneath the numbers on the left side. So he's already had contact with somebody.
Yeah, a little bit of a wheel coming out of turn number 2. Almirola stays right behind him. Now Jones will wash up the racetrack, leave the bottom open for Almirola. Does Almirola have enough forward bite, though, to get the spot?
Jones trying to use that top lane to keep his momentum, and it's worked for now. He keeps Almirola behind him, but for how much longer can he do that?
Boy, Almirola got a really good drive into that number 2 corner, and he's going to be alongside him, but Jones stays in front of him as they head into turns 3 and 4. Jones goes high. Almirola now with a big head of steam this time.
Almirola wrapping the bottom, but still off the corner. Jones uses that outside momentum to clear him down these very short 1,000-foot-long straightaways. Again, Jones will take it up top in turn 2.
He will take it up top, and he'll keep Almirola at bay as they head down the back straightaway. Now back into 3. Almirola with a good drive. Jones leaves the bottom open, though, as he tries to get momentum.
As these two continue arm wrestling for the 4th position, Connor Zilic trying to scoot away from the two of them, but he hasn't had much success doing that. 20 laps complete. Again, this is a very short 45-lap first stage, and really it's a very short race. 200 miles here normally goes by very quickly. Now, it didn't last year in this race because we had 10 cautions, average speed of only 87 miles per hour. Here's Taylor Gray, the leader, over the line. Behind him by half a second is Nick Sanchez in second. Then that battle for third, Zilic, Jones, and Almirola. Ross Chastain sits 6th. William Sawalich 7th. Jesse Love is 8th. Jeb Burton is 9th. And Sheldon Creed is 10th.
Taylor Gray now heading into turns 3 and 4. The about a 4-car length lead. Sanchez tries to wind it up topside.
That's the great thing about Dover here. There are at least 3, if not 4 different lanes in the corners these drivers can choose from. And the battle for third is where all the lanes are being used.
Yeah, all over the place there in that particular battle. And Zilic is the one that keeps the position, and they're kind of gaining on Nick Sanchez ever so slightly. At least it looked like visually there. Could be an optical illusion, though.
And already the leaders have gotten into some lap traffic. Nick Light's just getting overtaken by our leader, Taylor Gray, here.
And I'll tell you, lap traffic, it's going to be absolutely key to with lap traffic as we watch this battle for third, because how many times, Matthew, in a Cup or Xfinity or truck race have we seen lap traffic play a role in a finish here at Dover? The 2017 Fall Cup race comes to mind.
Yeah, it happens all the time as Zilic and Jones rub elbows coming out of turn 4, and they've got that Nick Light's automobile to get around. They'll do so around the bottom of turn 2.
Work their way out of that number 2 corner. Lights will give way. So now cars 3rd, 4th, and 5th get by him. As we continue to watch, let's pick up the battle for 9th, 10th, and 11th of the property. That's Sheldon Creed, Jeb Burton, and Harrison Burton.
And Harrison gets a really good run in the center of turn 3 on the exit of 4. He's right to the bumper cover of Jeb Burton. So you've got the sons of Ward and Jeff Burton battling it out here for a top 10 running position.
Yeah, excellent here as they continue to work through. Harrison with a good run. And now Jeb. Jeb has a spot. Harrison wants it. Got a good run.
Yeah, it does have a good run. Comes right underneath the rear spoiler of Jeb Burton. 19 points in the live playoff standing separating these two. As let's pick up a battle for 4th heading to turn 3.
Yep, and it is Zilic on the outside, Almirola on the inside. Oh, great drive to the center of the corner by Almirola to take the spot.
So Almirola slingshots his way to 4th. Meanwhile, Taylor Gray, more cars for him to get around. He puts away the Josh Balicki automobile, but it's starting to tighten up at the front. Oh, boy, Nick Sanchez loose in turn 2.
Very loose, and that's going to allow Brandon Jones to get by him and claim the number 2 position. Jones the second. Sanchez now way up the hill, opens himself to Eric Almirola.
Yeah, Sanchez not liking the handling of this car at all. He could not get around Kaz Gralla, the lapped car, and that's what got him out of shape. So Jones has passed him. Now Almirola tries to do the same in turn 2.
Now, so we're going to watch this again, and oh boy, yeah. Excuse me, coming through.
Yeah, Sanchez just could not get around Kaz Gralla. And then Brandon Jones got right to his back bumper and loosened him up. There was no contact, but just took the air off the spoiler of the Sanchez car. So Jones goes to second, but Almirola is quickly closing.
Yeah, indeed. And Almirola has a good beat on him, working in turns 3 and 4. So that battle for, was it 3rd or 4th that has going a minute ago, now is a battle for 2nd.
30 laps complete in this 45-lap first stage. Nick Sanchez still struggling in traffic. Can't get around Josh Bilicki now, and Connor Zilich gets to his inside trying to take over fourth.
And he will. So Sanchez drops yet another position on the racetrack. He drops back into P5. As they go to turn 3, he tries to chase us. Now Ross Chastain going to thread the needle. Watch out.
Chastain trying to go between Sanchez and the lapped car of Bilicki. Backs out of it. Discretion the better part of valor that time for Ross, who is right to the bumper of Sanchez as they both climb the turn 2 banking.
So here is Chastain now going to the inside of the Sanchez automobile. Good run on the approach to turn 3, and he's got the spot. So it's Chastain to the top 5.
Ross Chastain today trying to become the 7th different driver to win in the Xfinity Series this season with the JRM team. They have had an amazing year putting different drivers in victory lane. Chastain trying to do the same.
Indeed. So Ross, the boss, trying to make a move there. Hey, speaking of guys who've been solid all year, Ryan Sieg in the top 10 now, Matthew.
And once again, making up positions on the start of the race. He's always doing that. Fight for second goes into turn 1. Brandon Jones and Eric Almirola.
Yeah, okay, great battle, because I have a question I was going to ask you about Ryan Sieg as we watch this battle here. Jones has it, Almirola wants it as they go to 3. We know there's analytic stats for everything these days. If we get the NASCAR equivalent of Mina Kimes to tell us that how many positions Ryan Sieg has gained net from the start of a race, he would have to be number 1 in that category.
I would love to know that, as Almirola is going to make this pass on Brandon Jones for second. You're right. I would love to know that, because I'd love to know how many cars he has passed, period, this season, because there's been a couple of races. The one that sticks out is Las Vegas. Las Vegas, he had dropped second gear, I think it was, and he would lose so many spots on restarts, but then you'd look, and he'd gain them all back, only to lose them on restarts and gain them all back on the next green flag run. So Ryan Sieg, you're right, we do have analytics for everything, and they are coming to NASCAR. We do need, efficient passer rating in the Xfinity Series, because Ryan Sieg would be at the top, that's for sure. He's running 10th as we speak. As we are coming down to the end of Stage 1, here is Sieg. Speaking of him, he's 10th and looking for more. He's got Sheldon Creed just ahead of him, and just behind him, Justin Allgaier, who has been charging through traffic from his 37th starting position.
Trying to get around the Blaine Perkins automobile. Now here is Sieg cutting down to the inside. I don't think it was to shut off Allgaier necessarily. I think it was more to get to the inside of Perkins. He and Allgaier will both do that. We'll see if Justin appreciates that and thinks that was a block over the radio.
And just ahead of him, you've got, of that battle, you have Sheldon Creed on the back of Jesse Love going into turn number 1. And Creed gets very loose. Sieg has to try to go to his outside. Allgaier gets to the inside.
What's with the random shots of crew chiefs early on in this race? Lord of mercy. Ross Chastain's in one of the best seats of the house, a.k.a. away from that mess.
Yeah, I don't know why we've taken cameras away from that, to be completely honest with you, as that battle really from 8th to 12th.
The owner of that car is not crew chiefing today.
Thank God. Yes, that's right.
I don't know why you're obsessed with the crew chiefs.
Well, we're obsessed with that human, of course. Lord of mercy. Even NASCAR's Twitter account tweeting about this thing that happened 25 years ago that we can't ever give up. And for heaven's sakes, it's July 19th. Give it up. Justin Allgaier, as I mentioned, charging through the field, Seth. He's looking for position number 8.
Yeah, Jesse Love keeps the spot for now. Allgaier will try to come back on the approach to turn 3. Love now opens up. The race opens up. Let's see if Allgaier can take advantage.
I'm truly just waiting for NASCAR's Twitter account to say, Happy New Year! Here's the broadcast of the 2001 Pepsi 400.
Don't give him any ideas.
Let's not bring Alan Bestwick back or anything, though.
Yeah. Allgaier makes the pass on Love for 8th.
And he's going to slide up out of turn 4 here. Slide job pulled by Allgaier. But now Jesse Love with a slice job down to his inside. And these two Chevrolets will continue to battle in turn 2 for the 8th position.
JRM versus RCR on the exit of 2. Allgaier does clear Love out of that number 2 corner, and down the back straightaway they go into 3 and 4. Allgaier and Love now both go the highway around.
Meanwhile, Taylor Gray at the front of the field,
Hey.
Seth. His lead is starting to shrink to Eric Almirola, but it's still 1 second.
I'm going to press some more buttons. Hey, look, it's one of the one welcome cars about to get lapped.
Yes, no
Have you
smiles.
made somebody smile today, Matthew?
No
That's the question.
smiles on the face of Josh Williams right now, who was such a great hire by that organization, as Taylor Gray clicks off the 43rd lap. We're down to 2 to go in the stage.
Gray to the inside of Williams, and Williams is going to stay ahead of him for now.
Boy.
And we talked about lap traffic. Here we go. Keeps Gray held up, and Almirola has closed within 2 car lengths.
Here come the leaders off of turn 4. Gray will chop off the nose of the Josh Williams car as he starts the last lap of the stage, and his comfortable lead on Almirola from 5 laps ago is now only 2 car lengths.
Only 2 car lengths. Almirola gets by Williams. Gray, though, keeps the lead, keeps the steady wheel. Now on the low side of the racetrack, Almirola will drift a little bit higher. It's Taylor Gray with the lead off 4.
This will be his 2nd career stage win. Taylor Gray, the rookie from New Mexico, takes the green and white checkered flag. He wins the opening stage of the Bet Rivers 200. Almirola is 2nd, 3rd to Brandon Jones, 4th to Connor Zilich. Ross Chastain finishes 5th. 6th goes to Nick Sanchez, Justin Allgaier 7th, William Sawalich 8th, Jesse Love and Sheldon Creed 9th and 10th, Ryan Sieg only just misses out on a stage point, which would have been pretty big for him as he sits below the playoff cut line. Stage 1 is done here at Dover. And it's Taylor Gray, who has been so good here of late, who gets the stage victory. 45 laps are in the books here for the NASCAR Xfinity Series Bet Rivers 200.
Got the understate pulled up.
Yep,
So
we'll have Seth go through that here in just a moment. Before Seth does that, Seth, we're into these summer months where we're not having as many busy sports weeks here of late. No football, American football. No basketball because we're not summer league people. No hockey. What have you been doing lately?
well, I was watching the Open this morning and afternoon.
How you like that?
Gonna be, I'm with you. It seemed a little too sunny for an Open championship,
Didn't it?
But yeah, I didn't know the Open Championship had moved to the Bermuda. But anyway, or the Bora Bora. But right now, the studio TV is focused on extra time in the women's Euro quarterfinal between France and Germany, 1 apiece. We'll give you a full Wide World of Sports rundown at the end of stage 2.
Yes. The women's Euro.
Screaming Dan's going to tell us what time it is in just a minute. But yeah, the women's Euro. Oh, I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah,
Hit me.
it might as well be Screaming Dan on that call, too. I'd like to... Do you know he was doing women's Gold Cup earlier this week?
I thought it was the women's Copa America.
Or whatever it is. Copa America, that's right. Sorry.
God
Gold Cup.
almighty.
He's doing women's Copa
do they-
America.
Can't they get anybody else to do this?
I mean, you got the most influential voice in women's soccer history in America on your payroll, but to hell with that right now. Let's go with John Strong. Oh, my God.
Well, I got a better idea. Some of these tournaments, just to give spice and ratings, you can't try someone like Kevin Kugler to give the guy, even if we like the guy, even if you did like the guy, which we don't, I mean, give him a break for crying out loud. So, yeah, I mean, hell, put Chris Myers or Tim Brando in
Oh,
the game.
God,
That'd be
yes.
fun.
That'd
be entertaining.
I am still waiting for Tim Brando to tell us the woodwork unkind. Oh, my God. How in the world is this game still 1-1, by the way? As you can tell, we're trying to We're trying to tap dance our way to pit stops in 2 on this day, but they haven't opened pit road. How is this game still 1-1? Germany has had 10 players for the longest time for hair pulling.
Might be a chance here. No, saved again.
Yeah, there was a German player sent off because she pulled the hair of Mbak Batsi. You know, that was okay when it was Troy Polamalu's hair, but I guess it's not when it's Mbak Batsi.
Oh, boy. Mbak Batsi.
Mbak Batsi off and running!
Oh, God. Bastard Mbak Batsi! That's what it sounded like. You like that with the Reds picture the other day, by the way?
Oh, God, you're...
When I sent that to you.
You idiot. Oh, Lord.
Whoa! Hold on. No. Don't be serious. You the one who started that crap in Atlanta 3 weeks ago. You know how influential you are to me. It's your fault as always.
What are we doing? Have we not opened up pit road? We're talking to whoever this is.
Carlos talking to the wrestling dude.
It's been exciting, and I want to say something very nice about the Grand Marshal you guys had. Fantastic choice. I don't think you could have got a better Grand Marshal than Amigo Ethan Page.
How would you rate the command that you got?
Oh, 10 out of 10. I heard Matthew McConaughey did a good job, but today I apparently took his crown as the grandest Grand Marshal.
All right, and Adam, he said he's really not used to wearing a shirt at the sporting event that he emulated.
Boy, he could use he has a lot of humility about himself, doesn't he?
Oh, boy. For heaven's sake.
Lord help.
Why is it taking so long to open pit road?
They have officially hit extra time, a halftime of extra time, which...
Yeah, that's great.
I know it doesn't sound very... I know it's anti-purist to me when I say this, but I just think extra time in international soccer is the biggest waste of 30 minutes.
Extra time is stupid, and you know what's stupider than that? Trying to say halftime of extra time.
Well...
Can we go to pit road?
Yeah. Typical Dover.
There we go.
Ah, God.
Change 4 tires, that fuel, make a chassis adjustment on the 20.
You pick pits based on where you qualified last week. Some problems for Taylor Gray. Look at that, 23 seconds and change on the stop. Brandon Jones wins the race off Progressive Pit Road, +2 for Zilla.
So Brandon Jones wins the race off pit road, and you just heard Taylor Gray. Terrible stop for the crew of our Stage 1 winner. 23-second stop. He will be deep in the field.
Stage 1 is done, and it's time for On This Day in Racing History on the Ultimate Sports Radio Network.
All right, Seth has this today. Go ahead.
Not a lot of birthdays that jump out to me, at least. Matt could tell you the life story of John Coffey, who was born on this day in 1883, though.
Sure could.
The most recent it's been a while. Most recent Xfinity Series race that was held on this day, it was in 2014 when Chase Elliott won the EnjoyIllinois.com 300 at the Chicagoland Speedway. On this day in 2020, Austin Dillon won the NASCAR Cup Series O'Reilly Auto Parts 500 at Texas.
Oh,
while
God.
Lewis
Can we all be happy that we don't run 500 miles at Texas anymore? You could say that about this place, too.
Also known as the Quinn Huff forgetting to drive incident. Lewis Hamilton won at the Hungaroring on this day, the Hungarian Grand Prix. Let's see. On this day in 2019, Chandler Smith won the ARCA Series Fans with Benefits 150.
Okay.
Yeah, well, at least we know with him winning it wasn't the Fans with Child Support Relief 150.
Okay.
But anyway.
I only have a few friends with benefits myself.
Okay. Yeah, it's very... Well, we're testing it. We're really testing it, aren't we?
But we
Kyle
never,
Busch
but we never go to Coldplay concerts together. Let me tell you.
Boy, we're getting them all in this stage, aren't we? Reminder that we are on JBM. Hi to JBM people. Please stay with us. We're begging of you. Almost. Kyle Busch won the Cup Series 5-hour Energy 301 at New Hampshire in 2015. That was an eventful day for Alex Bowman, too. Let's see. Let's see what we got here.
I need to make an audible and get Coldplay for the seed set tomorrow.
Well, they got a song called Clocks. The clock's ticking for the playoffs.
That's right.
On this day in 2008, James Courtney won the V8 Supercar City of Ipswich 400, number 1.
Not James Corden.
Thank God. But anyway, that shows that line of work's becoming a thing of the past.
You ain't
Late
kidding.
night television. Johnny Benson won at Kentucky in the Truck Series on this day in 2008. Carl Edwards won at Gateway on this day in 2008 in the Xfinity Series. On this day in 2003, the then Busch Series ran the New England 200. The winner was David Green. Stop me if you've heard this one before. On this day in 2003, Truck Series race was won by Brendan Gaughan.
See ya, Colbert.
Gilda Farron won the Firestone Indy 200 at Nashville.
Or as Bob Varsha would say, Gilda Ferran.
Gilles de Ferran is how Al Michaels called him in the
Right.
2001 Indy 500 intro. On this day in 1998, the guy that Matthew ranted about not getting over won the Busch Grand National Kenwood Home and Car Audio 300 at California. We had a very smart idea at this track on this day in 1998. IndyCar ran here. And Scott Sharp won the Pet Boys 400K.
One to go.
While do I now?
One to go.
Zanardi won at Toronto on this day in 98. Tim Steele won an ARCA race on this day in 97. I know that's a stunner. Darrell Waltrip won on this day in 92 the Cup Series Miller Genuine Draft 500. Michael Andretti won the Molson Indy Toronto on this day in 1992. Emerson Fittipaldi won CART at Toronto on this day in 87. Also won the Formula One British Grand Prix at Emerson on this day in 75. Bobby Allison won at Bristol on this day in 1970. And on this day in 1919, Tommy Milton won the Uniontown, Maine, the AAA Champ Car Series at the Uniontown Speedway.
Ah, very good. Thank you, Seth. That is well appreciated.
This has been On This Day in Racing History. Now back to the tower. And Matthew Owens.
Thank you. As we get set for the restart, Taylor Gray led every lap of stage 1, but an air hose got caught underneath his right rear tire on pit road. His pit stop was 23 seconds. He restarts outside the top 20. Field into the restart zone. Green flag in the air. Stage 2 gets underway with Brandon Jones and Connor Zilich on the front row. And those two drivers drive it hard into turn 1, wheel to wheel for the race lead.
Side by side out of turn 2. Great jump by Connor Zilich. He's going to be clear to the lead as they head down the back straightaway. Jones second, battle on for third. A little contact there, I think, between Almirola and Allgaier.
Justin Allgaier in his 25th career Xfinity Series start here at Dover. He's come from the back of the pack after a brush with the wall in qualifying, already jumping into the top 5.
Yep, Ross Chastain climbs the ladder big time on the exit of turn number 2. Connor Zilich continuing to show the way. Further back, here's Ryan Sieg. He'll go inside of Nick Sanchez while Sheldon Creed from Narnia passes Ross Chastain.
Creed stuffed it down to the bottom of the racetrack, going after Chastain for that 9th position as Brandon Jones resets the Xfinity fastest lap. He's at second, trying to run down Connor Zilich.
Continue to work their way through. It's Connor Zilich leading me while Sanchez up high opens up the bottom for Ross Chastain.
Yeah, Sanchez just hasn't liked the handling of that car so far here today, losing 2 spots that time in 3 and 4. Now Austin Hill drives up to his back bumper.
Zilich continues to lead down the back straightaway. Now everybody goes single file for the first handful of positions until you get back to Christian Eckes in that Campers Inn car trying to go to the inside of Harrison Burton.
Taylor Gray's already on the move, Seth. He's jumped up to 12th after that terrible pit stop, and he's starting to get to the back bumper of both Austin Hill and Nick Sanchez. Here he is.
Yes, Sanchez way high. Hill gets by, and now Gray's got a run on him on the exit of turn 2. Down the back straightaway, Gray to the inside. That should be a position for him. Yes, Taylor Gray just blew by Nick Sanchez in 3.
Clearly that is a strong car. Sanchez loose again on the exit of turn 4, and it bottles up 2 cars behind him. Dean Thompson nearly ran into him, had to bail out of the throttle. That brings Sammy Smith onto the scene.
And Christian Eckes, too. Eckes was coming on Smith at a rate of knots there. They head down the back straightaway. Single file, a little further back, there's a battle. That's Daniel Dye to the inside of Sam Mayer back at 22nd.
Now, all kinds of action off the restart here as the field has gotten strung out, but there's bunches of traffic that's starting to really bunch up here. Carson Quaffle leading this group with Burton behind him. Also trying to make up ground in that group is Sam Mayer around the top.
Sam Mayer with a excellent run indeed. He runs in the 21st position. Meanwhile, Ryan Truex trying to work through. He gets to the bumper of Daniel Dye.
Truex, the winner of the last two Xfinity Series races at this racetrack, as some dark clouds are starting to move in at the Turn 2 end of the speedway.
And now here is, Truex had a good run on Dye, but Dye gets a good drive in the center of the quarter. Meanwhile, battle at 5th.
Ryan Sieg to the inside of Jesse Love, door to door as they come across the line. Love used the momentum off the top of Turn 4 to stay ahead, but now Sieg will drive it back down to the inside of Turn 2 and make a power move pass.
Boy, a power move is right. Great move, Ryan Sieg. Jesse Love, boy, he's eating the back bumper of him, though, almost shoving him down the back straightaway. Sieg keeps the spot ahead of Love, and Sawalich is there, so too Creed.
Ryan Sieg has had such an impressive season, but the last 3 weeks have been terrible. And now, Seth, he's 50 points below the playoff cut line. He needs results.
Indeed, he does. Meanwhile, Jesse Love might be a stopper in the bottle because Sawalich and Creed are coming at a rate of knots. Creed thought about going to the inside of Sawalich. Sawalich cut him off briefly, goes up the racetrack. Creed's going to go inside.
The colorful 00, the Friends of Jacqueline sponsorship on the Sheldon Creed automobile here this weekend. Unable to get around William Sawalich, and it invites Ross Chastain into the battle.
Meanwhile, Creed keeps the position for now ahead of Chastain, but Chastain is coming at a rate of knots on the inside. That blue, white, and green number 9, Ross Chastain on the move.
But Chastain has to squeeze out of the throttle on the exit of Turn 4. Creed does not have to do the same around the top, so Creed will hold on. So the field coming out of turn number 4, Chastain holding on to the 9th spot on Austin Hill. Connor Zilich at the front, leading by a 2nd and a 3rd on Eric Almirola. Brandon Jones is 3rd, Justin Allgaier 4th, and as we mentioned, Ryan Sieg is 5th. And already Seth Sieg has really separated himself from Love after making that pass. 39 car looks really good here today.
He sure does. As Connor Zilich now continues.
A dog came through
and
changed some things, but we're back.
Oh, gotcha.
We are back. Anyway, we've had a lot of stuff go on here in less than 70 laps. We had an update trying to be done right at the start. We've had to change feeds of the race. Thank you. And now someone let a dog up here. Don't know who could have done that. Next thing you know, there'll be kids up here.
Well, unless there's something you need to tell me, I don't think you're going to have to worry about that problem.
Well, that's true, because the PA announcer this weekend is Mike Bagley, and he doesn't have any kids either. So maybe no Rugrats running around here.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I heard Bagley's voice on the PA, and I'm like, dang, what's he doing on PA? And then I was like, oh, that's right, Dover's a PRN track now.
Yeah, and he's been on vacation. He was on vacation last week, and he is this coming week from his Sirius XM duties. And normally when the bagman goes on vacation, he travels here, there, and everywhere. He makes multiple trips out of a single vacation. He'll go to Vegas, he'll go to New York, he'll go all kinds of places. He said he's not really traveling much on this vacation, but he was heading up to Dover to do public address for the racetrack, and of course he's from Delaware. He's seeing some family members, and just from that conversation, Wow, Ross Chastain and Sheldon Creed nearly made contact out of turn 2. Just want to make mention of that because he mentioned it on the air on SiriusXM before he went to vacation. He is visiting a couple of his aunts up in Delaware during his vacation, Seth, and one of his aunts diagnosed with cancer earlier in the season. She has beaten cancer. She is now in remission.
That is such great news. That's excellent news. Yeah. Thank the good Lord.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, before I'm trying to figure out the nice way to say it, because I don't want to have, the transition like I didn't care about a cancer-free diet. But what were those dogs doing up there just now on our screen after the promoting the movie?
What is that? The Bad Guys 2.
Yes, it is. Which I didn't know there was a Bad Guys 1.
The Bad Guys coming to theaters August 1st.
Well, they got some moves, too. Yeah. Get on with your bad self, Shark Man. There you go.
Well, of course, it is Shark Week, don't you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Aren't we to the point where we have 4 Shark Weeks a year? Or doesn't it feel like it's always Shark Week?
I've always just felt like it moves around. Like, there's some weeks it'll be in early August, some weeks mid-July. I don't get into that stuff, so
What's the obsession with sharks?
The recently retired Mark Packer had a great line about them, didn't he, Matthew?
God almighty, that's a line I live by. I tell people that line all the damn time. When you step into the ocean, you are officially the away team. You are going into their homes. And guess what? At least in America, we have a thing where if an intruder enters your home, you can defend your home. Well, guess what sharks are going to do when you go into their home? They're going to defend it. Just saying.
Well, how come Penn State never does that when Ohio State comes
That's
to
a
town?
good-ass question. Ryan Sieg, we've talked about how good this 39 car is. He is on rails. He has bridged the gap after getting rid of Jesse Love, Seth, and now he's up to Justin Allgaier at 4th.
He is, has a lap car in the way right now, though, between him and Allgaier. He needs to make good work of, which he will. So Ryan Sieg now is past that lap car, and we saw that radar, Matthew. That looked rather interesting, did it not?
We are in the mid-Atlantic in summer. We talked about how hot and humid it is. It is not a surprise that the radar is a bit patchy this weekend. And yes, we could be having some green on the radar making its way towards the racetrack. But hopefully the vortex theory is doing some work for us. Talk about Ryan Sieg going fast, Seth. You know what's going fast are these first 2 stages. We're already down to 11 to go in the stage.
We are. Ryan Sieg marches down the racetrack. Now, these French women's soccer players are in a pissing contest over the corner here. Not the time for that, I'd say. Sieg now continues to pull away from the lap vehicle and now continues to set his sights on Little Gator.
Such a shame to see what's happened to the point situation for Ryan. Again, he's had such an impressive season, but 30th or worse in the last 3 weeks, and now 50 points below the cut line. It would really be pretty saddening, I think, Seth, if he doesn't make the playoffs.
I agree. But just to show you 1 or 2 bad races, and boom.
See, consistency still counts in this system.
Yes.
Despite what people say.
Yes, William from Opinions on NASCAR. I'm talking to you, bozo. But anyway. Ryan Blaney with the victory of the week, by the way. With,
God, yes.
The dunking on him this past week on Monday.
That was, our boy Ryan. Anyway, 8 laps to go in Stage 2. Connor Zilic leads Eric Almirola by a little more than a second. Brandon Jones is 3rd. Then you have Justin Allgaier and Ryan Sieg separated by 4 car lengths at 4th.
Ross Chastain 6th. Jesse Love 7th. William Sawalich 8th. 9th is Sheldon Creed. And 10th is Austin Hill. As Sieg... Whoa, Allgaier sideways.
Austin Hill, who, by the way, as I mentioned in the grid, has failed to lead a lap in 7 straight races. Driver that won 3 races very early in the season. winning at Atlanta, Talladega, and Martinsville. Meanwhile, what about Taylor Gray, Seth? Wire-to-wire Stage 1 winner. Had that terrible pit stop. He's trying to rally.
Yeah, but only back to the 11th position. He's in danger of not getting a stage point in this stage. And, the clean air thing is probably going to get talked about a lot because Gray dominated that opening stage and Zillage has dominated this stage.
Yeah, and again, Taylor Gray coming into the day 22 points above the playoff cut line, so that stage win was very big for him. But as Seth rightly says, he's in danger of not scoring any stage points here. Could still get 1 point from this stage if he could pass Austin Hill, who he is trying to run down. Those two across the line, 2 car lengths separating Hill from Gray. I don't know if they meant for Austin Hill's car to be a throwback, but it certainly looks like the old Rockwell Automation number 21, now doesn't it?
It does a little bit, does it not? Yeah, it does. As we have 32 cars now in the lead lap. Leland Honeyman, or actually, no, 31. Leland Honeyman just got lapped. LeVar Scott now the last one in the lead lap.
And Connor Zilic has 4 laps to go in Stage 2.
Yep, LeVar Scott just ahead of that Carolina Imports machine as Zilic goes to the bottom in turns 3 and 4. Connor has about a 4-car length lead over Eric Almirola.
Well, we've talked already today about a number of drivers that have been really good or really bad over the last handful of races. Well, the hottest driver on the tour, Seth, is this guy in Connor Zilic. His last 7 starts, he has an worst finish of 5th.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. As Zilic works his way through 3 and 4 on this lap.
Second at Charlotte, second at Nashville, 5th in Mexico, 1st in Pocono, 4th in Atlanta, 2nd in Chicago, 1st in Sonoma. Last 7 races, an average finish of 3rd.
Needs to be careful with LeVar Scott. You're coming out of that corner, and LeVar holding up a little bit there. Zilic was a little bit sideways, and now that gives Eric Almirola a real chance. Could the big baller brand has screwed up the finish of this stage.
I tell you what, this is almost a carbon copy of the Stage 1 finish because Almirola suddenly draws right in on the leader, just as he did to Taylor Gray. We're on the last lap of Stage 2.
So, good run out of 2. Almirola within a car length of Zilic. Going into turn 3, Zilic on the inside. So, too, Almirola both at the bottom. Zilic, though, looks like he'll have enough to hold him off.
Stage flag is waving at the start-finish line, and Connor Zilic is under at first for his 4th stage win of the season. He gets to the line just ahead of Eric Almirola. Brandon Jones is 3rd. Justin Allgaier is 4th. Ryan Sieg is 5th. Here in Stage 2, they have been caution-free through the first 2 stages, at least for incident.
Well, it's the Xfinity Series where it's over and rains in the forecast. I wouldn't bet on that becoming a habit.
No, probably not. I would doubt it very highly. Boy, we are really getting the bad guys. The bad guys. My goodness, they're very popular. Why does everybody like them so much if they're so bad?
No hot lap because it's an Xfinity race.
Oh, that's right.
Wide World of Sports.
I knew I was teeing up something, but not with a voiceover. That's right. Thank you. So let's go ahead, since it took them so long to open up pit road last time, let's go ahead with a wide world of sports update. And when we say that, we do have to go around the wide world, Seth, because there's not a ton going on stateside.
Incorrect. Just got this notification. Alexander Usyk has knocked out Daniel Dubois via a 5th-round knockout to once again become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
I was wondering what the hell sport you were talking about. I didn't know who those 2 people were.
Penalties are about to be taken in Basel between France and Germany at the Women's Euros. So we might call that, because who doesn't love a good penalty shootout? Well, the English don't, so Matt would be covering his ears if he were here. But they've been winning a couple lately, so maybe I should stop with that. And Germany, excellent in those things. The Open at Royal Portrush in sunny Northern Ireland. Yep, because a sunny Open Championship was on everybody's bingo card. Perhaps the apocalypse is coming faster than we think. Then again, maybe it's not, because Scotty Scheffler's in the lead of the major, because he is he's cruising. He'll head in tomorrow with a 3-shot lead, 4-shot lead, I believe. 4-shot lead over Hao Tong Lee. Hao Tong Lee.
Hao Tong Lee has been around for a while, and every now and again, he will just sneak up at some of these majors. He's going to win one, I think, one of these days. I don't think it's going to be tomorrow, but...
Unless John Vandevelde takes over Scotty Scheffler's body, Scotty Scheffler ain't losing that tomorrow.
No.
I'll tell you that right now.
No, he ain't.
Oh, you lucky rascal. Give him a ball, Brady. That's one of the best commentaries ever. That whole thing was so stupid.
Oh, it was so bad.
Him, that camera shot of his wife.
Oh, the wife was just so disturbed. Oh.
And then him act like he did something when he made the shot to force the playoff.
Yeah, you've only given up like a 4-shot lead on one hole. But yeah, give us a fist pump, Sean.
All right. Oh, you got the penalties pulled up on your end, too. I've got them pulled up on mine. You're ahead of me, so I'll go ahead and take this.
Yes, look at us being proactive. Where's the full screen button? There it is.
All right. Marlins lead the Royals 1-0 at the bottom of the 7th. The Reds lead the Mets 3-2, trying to spoil David Wright retirement day. Great David Wright having his jersey retired at Citi Field. All right, here we go. First penalty for Germany. German gal runs up. You can tell we really prepared for this.
Are you sure she's going to run up? Hurry up!
Well, I don't know. There needs to be a timer on this. They're playing some mind games, girls. They're playing some mind games.
Look at the goalkeeper. She's like, what the hell's going on?
This is... Okay. This is like a golfer at a slow pace of play. Okay, can we pick it up, please? That gives me enough time to tell you the Giants got beat by the Blue Jays 6-3. And a slew of action across the big leagues tonight. All right, finally, we're going to have it here. And she scores. Angels, Phillies. And speaking of fist pumps, that guy loves it. Calm down. It's just the first kick, sir.
At this rate, the race is going to be over before the shootout will be.
White Sox and Pirates at 6:40. I bet you can get tickets for that at a decent rate.
It's the Budweiser UEFA Women's Euros Shootout.
Also, plenty of other games tonight. But does anybody really care about the rest of the MLB schedule when we got a penalty shootout and all this other stuff going on?
We have to draw Budweiser cans for shootout positions.
Oh, God, that would be fun. All right, referee makes sure everything's...
God, put the ball down.
Well, I think she did, and the referee didn't like it.
She did, and the referee missed it.
I'm telling you, you've got to foul. You've got to kick. You've got to run up.
Jesus, where is she running up from?
What the hell is this run up? Well, God almighty, that was a disaster.
She deserves to miss for doing whatever the hell she just did.
I'm telling you, you've got to have a better run-up. It's crazy.
Just run in a straight line.
Everybody got to get cute with this crap. I think that covers the other stuff covers the wide world because, like you said, not exactly a lot going on. Oh, Matthew, I could give you the best stuff from SEC Media Days if you want that.
Oh, God. I'm good.
Team playoff. Well, that was a penalty. That's a German penalty if ever there was one. My God. Center the wrong way. Had power and placement.
I know there's always... I know I've said this to someone. I just can't remember if it's to you or Matt. But I do love how when we get to penalty shootouts, or even when there's penalties in normal play, I love how it's always either marvelous penalty, perfect penalty, or dreadful penalty. There's no in between.
The goalkeepers never get any credit, do they? Well, this needs to be a perfect penalty right here for French number 7.
Yeah, it sure does.
The captain, El Capitan, goal. Or La Capitana, I should say.
Ryan Sieg has lost 4 spots on pit road.
Yes, because Ryan Sieg from Tucker, Georgia to the Women's Euros between France and Germany is the perfect segue I dreamed of when I wanted to become a broadcaster.
Is that Grace Gaioro on the... I don't know. I know she scored the regulation goal for France. I don't know if that was just her, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, again, a graphic of who's shooting. Probably.
I wish they would do that, but I guess they think you should know the numbers.
I'm going to blame John Strong.
It's too much for that one girl to look for France. This is number 4 for Germany in your programs, and she scores. Wow. Low. Cheeky, maybe. Who knows? They pull up Women's Euro 2025 squads. That might become useless, though, because the shootout might be about to be over, but...
It's over. It's over. She kicked it to Sleepy Floyd. She kicked it to the wrong man.
Yeah. If she kicked it to a man, she definitely kicked it to the wrong one. No men in here, Billy. But...
Well, let's not start that conversation.
Whoa! No, not on JBM, you jackass. No. Shut up.
Let's not start that conversation.
Bad boy.
And get political.
Stop it, please. I swear to God. And that's a good penalty for Melvin Millard. The Emperor Melvin Peppertine.
Let's ask Sarah Spain about her commentary of this.
No, God. Oh, boy. Boy, if Sarah Spain ever listened to a USRN broadcast, it'd be over. God almighty.
We still have not restarted in Dover. We're still yellow. We're still yellow at the Monster Mile.
Pauline Perraud-Magnin is the French goalie, by the way.
Oh, very good. So still the same one from the World Cup, then.
The German penalty taker is number 13. That is Sarah DeBritz. I've actually heard of her.
And here's a shot.
Oh. Well, that sounded about like New Hampshire 2005. She hit the crossbar. Make sure you don't do that again. Here's today's crossbar hitting at the end.
Actually, that's what the shootout should be, by the way. It's much tougher to hit the crossbar.
I agree. You know what? Look at you once again coming up with a good idea. You are the innovator of your time.
I tell you.
But all right. Who's this Frenchie here? Let's see. We need a number. We need a number. 17.
There you go.
I need to focus. Sandy Baltimore.
Baltimore?
No, it's 7. Sakina Karchawi.
No, it's 17.
That one was cut off there. She went with a stupid run-up and scored.
Sandy Baltimore?
That's the name I've been given right here on this.
Now, hold on. In France, do you pronounce that Sandy Baltimore?
That might be. It might be how it's pronounced. You get a dumb hick like me, call it Sandy Baltimore.
What a name. Sandy Baltimore.
Oh, the goalie's taking a kick.
Oh, here we go.
And Katrin Berger.
Here we go.
That tattoo had to hurt like hell.
Oh,
wow.
It's
just about.
It's a goalie goal. We need this next kicker to take quickly. We're coming to green. Come on.
Oh, boy.
Pace of play.
Yeah. A shot clock for the penalty shootout. Boy, I bet they'd love that.
By the way, Kyle Sieg is the leader. He didn't pit. That won't be a problem.
Oh, my God. Gee. Well, might as well stay here. We'll be under caution again in about 20 seconds. They're not back from commercial yet.
They should be. They need
you
to
by Blue Chew.
Very good. Green flag is out. Stage 3 gets underway, and Kyle Sieg is under attack. They split around him inside and outside, and by the time he gets to turn 2, Seth, he's gone from 1st to 9th.
And, yep, that's going to be And Connor Zilic is clear to the lead as clouds now descend on Dover. 3 wide in the middle of the pack as they continue to work out the situation here.
Kyle Sieg was really hoping it would rain before the restart, during the caution. That hasn't happened. Connor Zilic gets clear to the lead.
With Sheldon Creed putting in a lot of pressure on William Solowich. Almost turned him coming out of the corner. Side by side heading to turns 3 and 4. France have made the 5th penalty. We're in sudden death.
Field coming out of turn number 4, and Christian Eckes gets very close to the left rear of the Williams-Sawalich car. Those two are still going at it. We are past halfway. This race would be official.
Indeed it would. Brandon Jones trying to stay with Connor Zilic about a car length back on the approach to turn 3. It's Zilic by a car length over Jones.
And just a reminder, there are no lights here at the Dover Motor Speedway, and we are working towards 6 p.m. local time. So if hard rain sets in, Seth, it could be game over.
Yeah, that's why Jones is probably on the wick, I would say, trying to get to Connor Zilic as they head to turn number 3. Zilic keeps the advantage. Meanwhile, Taylor Gray darts inside, makes a pass for Austin Hill on 7th. Oh, yeah. There's stuff coming. Everybody better hit it. Great 6th penalty for Germany, by the way, so now France has to score again.
Yeah, and the stuff that's coming, the radar is showing it to be very colorful. It's Skittles, as Scott Van Pelt would say, so it's very heavy.
Yeah, like that could create like a thunderstorm warning or something like that. That could be that's like really, really bad. Zilic continues to lead. France is going to take their 6th penalty right here. I'll keep you abreast of that.
Zilic's lead on Brandon Jones, 5 car lengths as they go back into turns 1 and 2.
Probably needed to use a better word than that. But anyway, here is Zilic, who continues to show the way over Jones. 3 car lengths the difference. Zilic now smooth at the bottom. He continues to show the way. France scored. We're on to round 7.
Coming to the line, Zilic holding on to this lead. Again, he has an average finish of 3rd over the last 7 races. He could be closing in on a win, depending on what the weather does.
Yeah, he very well could be, as Zilic continues to straight. Oh, look, he got a little bit of the wall there coming off of turn number 2, but he keeps it smooth. The smooth operator keeps it going through turns 3 and 4. Jones stays 2nd.
18-year-old Connor Zilic winning at Sonoma last weekend, defending from Shane Van Gisbergen. This weekend on a 1-mile oval, defending from Brandon Jones.
So here is Connor Zilic. He continues to show the way coming out of turn number 2. Brandon Jones, again, trying to stay right with him. But it's still Zilic with the lead. Jones trying to get closer. The gap is 2 car lengths.
Jones, the Darlington winner, trying to reel in Connor Zilic. Meanwhile, that's Ross Chastain on pit road. Ross Chastain, car number 9 for Kelly Earnhardt Miller's team, with an unscheduled pit stop here with 93 laps to go in the race.
It's been a who's who behind the wheel, and they've all been outstanding, but today having some problem. Bad vibration. He's in front of you, Dylan.
Yeah, and this may be a terminal problem. A drive shaft or rear end issue is the report from the driver of the 9, Ross Chastain. So see them looking under the race car, but this will probably mark day in for the 9, Tim.
Yeah, also an issue for Nick Sanchez. He said something broke. He said maybe the power steering. He said all he could offer was it just locked up on me. You see Sanchez on pit road right now.
So issues basically simultaneously for Ross Chastain and Nick Sanchez, 2 drivers coming into the race that we thought would be contenders. Connor Zilic holding on to a tenuous lead. It's 4 car lengths on Brandon Jones with 91 laps to go and rain getting closer.
Germany have just won. They're the first team ever in the women's Euro history to come from behind after going down to 10.
Oh.
A very Germany statistic.
It really is. My God. Here come the leaders off turn 4 to the line. You've got Zilic leading Jones, as I mentioned, by about 4 car lengths. Eric Almirola 3rd. Justin Allgaier 4th. Jesse Love is 5th.
That's your top 5. Then it's Ryan Sieg, Taylor Gray, Sheldon Creed, Williams Sawalich, and Austin Hill. The top 10. By the way, Kyle Sieg, yeah, I'd say that game didn't pay off. He's outside the top 20.
Yeah, they were, well, worth the risk for those guys to hope that
maybe
it rains under the caution and we don't go back green. You know, whatever for them. As here's Christian Eckes going after Austin Hill for 10th in turn 2.
At least it wasn't Cole Witt in the 2016 championship race at Homestead. That was rough. Here is Austin Hill, Christian Eckes, and Harrison Burton continuing to battle, and it is Eckes who has the spot.
So Eckes will take over that 10th position, and now Harrison Burton tries to muscle 11th out from under Austin Hill. Hill will go way wide in the apex of turns 1 and 2.
Chastain and Sanchez both back on the track, although they were at a snail's pace getting on the apron. So Hill all over the back of Burton. He was trying to get to the bumper. Now Burton pulls away just a scotch as they approach turn 3.
And, wow, as you mentioned, those two cars, Sanchez and Chastain, just pee-poking
I don't think they
along
got those
the
problems
apron.
fixed.
No, I mean, this is a very narrow racetrack, and it's not smart to have two cars around, even on the apron, going, 50, 60 miles an hour at most?
That was stupid.
Yeah, I don't... Probably because there's only one entrance to the garage here, and they were all the way past it on pit road, but still, just back the car up. But anyway, they've both made a lap. They've both made the slowest laps in Dover history around the track and then pulled back into the garage area. Coming to 85 laps to go. By the way, we were talking about Harrison Burton making that pass, Seth, up to 11th. That's big because Jeb Burton is 21st. Could be a big swing for that final playoff spot. Again, we do not know now when this race is ending. We have 85 laps left to the scheduled 200-lap distance, but we have gotten a couple of look at the radar, and it is not pretty coming to Dover from the west in the mid-Atlantic portion of the United States. It is rain. It is heavy rain. Very many colors on that radar that we just seen, Seth, including lightning icons. So it feels like when it gets here, probably race over. We just don't know when it's going to get here.
Yeah, that's the big problem. It's like a waiting game. So you might as well go ahead and let it all out now because because you don't know when it's coming.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's why, as much as we don't like rain, the threat of rain can make racing very exciting, especially on super speedways. You tell guys on a super speedway there's rain coming, oh boy, they act like this is the last race to ever run on the planet.
Connor Zilich around the bottom of turn 4. Slingshots back to the main straightaway, 1,076 feet in length. And Connor Zilich continues to lead here in Dover. Able to easily get the lead away from Kyle Sieg on the restart with Sieg on old tires, and then fended off, stiff-armed Brandon Jones away in the laps after, but still Jones is staying within striking distance if Zilich has any kind of an issue. We have not had a driver win 4 times in the Xfinity Series this year, Seth. Zilich could be the first if he were to score the win today.
Yeah, working his way out of turn number 2 is the Connor Zilich machine as he continues to just look really, really smooth. I mean, he's, again, just a smooth operator, the best way you can describe him.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we've ever seen a smoother 18-year-old. Joey Logano came in at that age, Seth, and there were some rough and tumble times with Joey, even though he was successful. But Connor at age 18, he is so much more mature than a normal 18-year-old. And just to prove that point, just look at how he's handled the last 2 races, running against SVG on the road courses.
Oh, absolutely.
He's been terrific. He's got a super bright future. And, I mean, listen, we're not breaking news here. And we're not news reporters. We're not insiders. But let's kind of put out what's already in the open. It's just not official, Seth. He's not going to be in Xfinity next year. He's going to be taking over that Daniel Suarez ride for Trackhouse in the Cup Series. We all know that. They just haven't said it.
Exactly. That's what worst kept secret. Oh, look who just got lapped.
Yeah. Kyle Sieg being put a lap down. Good gracious, what was that, 20 laps, 25 laps or so?
Something like that.
Connor Radio here.
Closer than it was, 5 miles out. It was 8 miles out when we started this run.
I'm guessing
I'm going to
be okay with a big shower.
I'm going to agree this time that the rain is on its way. It's a little bigger cell than what we had last time. And it is going to rain sooner than later. And these guys, it's going to be fun to watch this, though, because depending on when the rain comes, if you wanted to try to pit on the short side of this to gain some track position because of the lap time, do you stay out? I think if you're these leaders, you're going to have to stay out.
Yeah, I think you have to stay out. I don't think you can try to be cute because the rain is closing in. So I don't think you're going to be able to be cute, like Jamie said, and try to short pit and work something out a la Jeff Gordon and Steve Letarte at Pocono in 2007. I don't think that's in the cards here.
Yep. Nope, I would agree. I would absolutely agree with you on that. So Zilich continuing to show the way over Jones, Almirola, Allgaier, Love, Ryan C., Gray, Creed, Sawalich, and Eckes. So we've gotten strung out here. And, not to, not give endorsements to the place, right? But it feels like Dover, you either get a competitive rock'em sock'em race or you get a rubber band race. Feels like there's no in between here.
Yeah, and more time, and we're going to talk about this a lot tomorrow. More times than not, you will get that rubber band kind of a race where you just string them out and then at the end they magically come all together. We have had no cautions for cause in this race, and we didn't have anyone even off the racetrack until the recent issues with Chastain and Sanchez, who are now behind the wall. In fact, we're about to hear from Ross Chastain.
Came down. What did you learn about your car? What happened out there?
The gear broke in our acceptance Chevy, Carla. No warning. Within the same lap that I pitted, it gave me the first vibration, and rear gear broke.
I hate that for Ross, not only because of what it means to him to try to go out and win in that 9 car, but the other side of that is just how good he is at this racetrack.
Brandon Jones, Seth.
Whoa, the outside of Blaine Perkins, and he's dealing with a lot of that traffic right now. Good grief.
Yeah, he cannot get around Kaz Grala, and Eric Almirola closes right in turn 2.
Of course, that I wanted to get to that at some point today. Of course, it's been a difficult week for that number 5 team. What was it on Tuesday? They announced they parted ways with Chris Wright and announced that Kaz Grala would be in the car. Then yesterday, the team announces after today's race they're shutting down operations.
Yeah, that's so tough for the 5 team in Our Motorsports, as Almirola is going to slide past Jones into second.
We try to keep up with everything. The big names report, but it's not the only thing. And no matter what, you feel like we've had our fun with Chris Wright this year, but it's always sad to see a team leave the sport.
Yeah, it really is, and it's so tough to make it happen, particularly on the Xfinity and truck level, because the purses aren't as hefty. Sponsorship is so much tougher to come by, as now the caution is out for rain. Yellow is waving with coming to 68 laps to go, and for rain, the yellow is out. Of course, anything can happen with weather, especially in this area and in this time of the year, but as we said, we were kind of believing that once it got here, it was going to be here for good. Now, we could all be wrong on that, and Lord knows the meteorologists are wrong all the time. But the radar that we've seen, this could be the end of the race.
And just to finish up on that 5 team, they thought they could have a solid run because they had a solid driver behind the wheel in Kaz Grala, but just not quite the ending they would have wanted, and just sad to see a team go, especially mid-season.
Yeah, that's difficult. It really is. So caution for the rain. And again, weather moving in from the west. And it's a lot of heavy stuff. Probably could have done with a start time moved up by about 30 minutes. But I'm not even sure that would have helped all that much, because really it rained before then too. So, and the sunset rule is that 8:10 is the time when we would start the penultimate lap of the race if we were not yet there, but I don't think we're going to get to that point. We don't want to give up on this thing, but I don't think we're going to get to that point. Not with the radar we've seen.
We talked before on air about we hate these people that say, "Oh, it's all over, boys, back tomorrow." But You know, I think the line I gave one time was so great. You don't want to be, a Debbie Downer, but sometimes you have to be a realistic Rebecca.
Yeah.
If we go back racing, Leland Honeyman will be back in the lead lap. He got the free pass.
All right. Rain's starting to fall down pretty hard here. Really starting at the turns 3 and 4 into the track. Again, we are past halfway, so the race would be official. And
Tommy Joe Martins, by the way, spotting for LeVar Scott, says that the rain is getting harder and everyone up on the spotter stand is packing up.
Yeah. And really a shame, honestly, Seth, because with this being just a 200-lap race, those first 2 stages were so short, and then we didn't get all that far into the final stage. We really didn't see any kind of strategy play out.
Nope.
And that's a shame. Again, race is not over. We will give you the running order with Connor Zilich leading Brandon Jones, Eric Almirola, Justin Allgaier, and Jesse Love. Ryan Sieg is 6th, Taylor Gray is 7th, Sheldon Creed 8th, William Sawalich 9th, Christian Eckes 10th, Harrison Burton is 11th. That's big for him because Jeb Burton is 20th. And we could have a big swing as far as it pertains to the playoff grid if indeed we do not get back racing with Harrison running 9 spots ahead of Jeb. So under caution here in Dover for rain. We can tell you, and we never, never do we want to take any kind of weather thing for granted when it comes to this sport, for sure, good Lord. But radar is looking a lot nicer for tomorrow. It's looking hotter, but we're only concerned about the rain. And it's looking a lot better than it did earlier in the week. Oh, hello. And they are bringing the cars down pit road now, Seth.
That wasn't that kid. That was not a kid, is it? Or is it a cat?
That would be a cat now roaming.
I thought that was a cat.
Yes. Bring your animals to work day at Dover. Or actually, Seth, how would Lee Diffie have said that?
What about a cat in the booth?
No, it's bring your pets to work day at Dover.
Oh, yeah, yes. Okay, I was like, are you trying to trick me into a Jackster Fett deal? Like, what are we, what, okay, at Dover, yes. Yes, he said that in 2015, Regan Smith. He wins the high sets 200 at Dover.
I know that's one of your favorites.
Speaking of one of my favorites, it's wet outside, so no need to stop on pit road. No need to try and commit vehicular manslaughter.
Oh, thank you. Very good.
Connor Zilich. Looks like he gonna get it done.
Yeah, sure does. All right. So we're under the red flag here at Dover for rain on USRN and JBM. We're going to step away for just a moment.
Grid Network is your home for all the latest news, highlights, and analysis in the world of motorsports. Tune in to Grid Tonight, your weekly motorsports news program, every Wednesday evening. Then watch Grid Live pre-race, wrap-up, and encore every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday as we discuss each weekend's races. Subscribe to Grid Network on YouTube to watch all our live programming and catch up on past episodes.
Sports fans, do you like teams that are tough, cities that are tougher, and fan bases that are passionate about their teams? How about teams that are historic and stadiums that are iconic? Then you belong in Chicago, and you need to check out Chi-Town Weekly. Join me, Adam Kernan, every week as we keep up with all things Chicago sports. Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, Cubs, White Sox. We'll cover them all, plus more. The Windy City is always buzzing, and we'll keep you up on all the big games and major stories. So tune in to Chi-Town Weekly every week right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's up, sports fans? I'm your favorite West Coast Wisconsinite, Bernie Bango. And if you're a cheesehead, come listen to my show, Big Cheese Sports, where we road trip around America's Dairyland, previewing, reviewing, predicting, debating, and digging into all that is Wisconsin sports at the college and pro levels. Join me on IE Sports Radio, Sundays at 1 p.m. Central Standard. Bernie out.
Hello everyone, my name is Daryl Kinsey Jr. and I'm welcoming you to take another lap with the fastest show on IE Sports Radio. Yes, this is the Extra Mile with me and my co-hosts Christopher Lehman and Michael Ward. We talk everything racing from NASCAR to IndyCar to Formula One to limited hydroplanes, endurance racing, the NHRA, and more. So come join us for an hour of great racing talk and a lot of fun as well on the Extra Mile, Thursdays at 8 p.m. only on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hey there, sports fans. Are you looking for a sports show that maybe isn't 100% about sports?
Then you might want to check out the Sports Couple Perspectives right here on IE Sports Radio.
Most sports shows cover only scores and stats, and while we're not opposed to that, we dig a little deeper into sports issues and some of the hottest topics in athletics.
In addition to sports, we take a journey through my neck of the woods, pop culture, with movie reviews of both sports and non-sports films.
Speaking of pop culture, make sure to participate in our game nights, where we quiz each other on our specialties, and you, the listeners, can win IE Sports Radio apparel.
We always have a great time learning more about each other's worlds, one show at a time.
So join us each week on the Sports Couple Perspectives, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Sports are all about the exciting moments.
To the 10, 5, and a free ride to the end zone. Touchdown.
And Lionel Messi has got Argentina ahead.
And then there's Ovechkin, he scores! 800 for Ovechkin! And you won't miss a moment by downloading the Mixlr app and following USRN and USRN2. Download the Mixlr app today, available for Android and Apple devices. Wow! We are back here at Dover under the red flag for rain. Connor Zilich is the leader. Let's hear from him.
Connor Zilich.
That's right. He is waiting, as we all are. So Marty said on the radio he wants it to go back green so you guys can beat these guys straight up. How do you feel about that?
I like that. I mean, we came here to race, and we still got 66 laps left in this thing. Selfishly, you know, it would be nice if we called it here, but I feel like our Carolina Carport Chevrolet is as fast as Xfinity Mobile and quick enough to go win this race the right way. So hopefully the rain will stop. It's been a pretty crappy day weather-wise. It rained earlier today, and it decided to rain while we were out on the racetrack. So not very nice of Mother Nature, but if I get it's not too rainy or too wet.
How'd that taste?
It's good.
Okay.
It was good. It was good. Yeah, Parker, I don't know where you are, but it's not
he's watching. It's Jamie and Denny in the booth today. I want to talk big picture. We've talked so much about your last 7 races and just the hot streak that you've been on. When you show up at the racetrack, what is the confidence like that do for you as a driver, just showing up to all these different places?
Yeah, it's been awesome, and I feel like even when we missed it a little bit, we're still a top 5 car, and being able to go to the racetrack and know that in the back of your head is definitely comforting, and it's confidence inspiring every weekend. So yeah, we're going to keep knocking these doors down on wins, and we've got 3 so far this year, 4 for the team with Kyle winning at Texas, but still a long season left to go, and a championship hopefully to win at the end of the year.
Thanks, Connor. We'll see what the rain does and ultimately where the 88 ends up today.
So again, we're just going to put it to you straight here. Again, the radar that we have now seen a couple of times looks quite terrible. Really heavy stuff moving in from the west, and there does not seem to be a window to get this track dried and restarted before the real heavy stuff gets here. The other problem with that is, Seth, and these Xfinity Series races have been starting later and later this season. Part of that is because of the new deal with the series and the CW. There's not a lot. There's still a good amount, but there's not a lot of daylight left is another problem here. So it's not like we're going to sit around and wait for multiple hours like we did, say, a few weeks back with the Cup Series at Pocono.
Nah. We're not gonna be here long, I don't believe.
No, I don't think so. So Connor Zilic doing the normal interviews. It's always kind of awkward when you're leading a race and it's red flagged for rain. The cameras are all around you. You don't know how to act. But this 18-year-old, as we talked about earlier, much more mature than your regular 18-year-old driver. That's for sure. And again, since his return from the back injury that he suffered at Talladega that kept him out of the race at Texas. Remember, Seth, he was at that Texas race, not running in it because of the back injury at Talladega, but he was on the box of his pit crew watching Kyle Larson win in his own car. And we all know from these drivers, they always say, worse than pain is watching someone drive your race car. Kyle Larson won in his car at Texas, and since then, he hasn't finished worse than 5th.
Yeah, as if he needed somebody with a lot of fire up his backside, and now he's, he's gonna, he talked about a championship, but he's gotta be one of your favorites to win this championship at this rate, I would imagine.
Absolutely. Again, he's won 3 times this year, twice on road courses in Austin, Texas, and then last week in Sonoma. Got his first oval win in Pocono. Of course, got his first win in the series last year at Watkins Glen in what was kind of a one-off ride, and he whipped the field. We head there in just a few weeks. And again, you read the writing on the wall, mostly because it's quite obvious. We're going to be seeing him in the Cup Series next year with Trackhouse. Of course, you've done these last couple of races, Seth, with our guy JT. Zilic versus Shane Van Gisbergen in the Cup Series should be fun on the road courses.
Oh, yeah.
As teammates. So Zilic waiting to see if this race gets called, and he will be declared the winner if it does. Race would be official. We've completed 135 of 200 laps. Eric Almirola is the driver scored in 2nd. That's where he finished stage 1. That's where he finished stage 2. That's where he is currently being scored. Is AA, the 41-year-old from Florida. Let's hear from him.
In position, finished both of the first 2 stages in 2nd. So if we go back green, what do you have for Zilic?
He's fast. I wish I could swap places with him and have some clean air for our Toyota GR Supra. I feel like we're pretty evenly matched with him. He fires off a little bit better, obviously, in clean air. And the longer the run goes, it seems like I can match his pace for a little bit. And then when he gets to traffic, I feel like I'm a little bit better than he is. So, I don't know. I'm having fun. It's been a while since I've been back in the race cars. So, I'm having fun. I'm working pretty hard. I'm hot. But it's fun. I love coming to Dover. It's one of my favorite racetracks. So I feel like we're just one small adjustment from being able to go up there and battle with them. But honestly, if we had clean air, I feel like we could match them. So not sure what will happen here, not with the weather, and are we going to pit, are we not going to pit, are we going to keep running on these tires? But I feel pretty good about it.
At the end of stage 2, you did have a slow stop, and while you blew off a little steam, more importantly, you cheerleaded your pit crew and you told them what you guys think they're capable of. Why was it important to encourage them?
Well, I mean, I want, I know what we're capable of. We've been through this before, and this group is a great group. We've won races, and they're one of the best groups on pit road. We just got to be perfect. The JRM cars, you guys have seen it, right? You have to be perfect to beat them, and we can't handicap ourselves 5-6 spots and beat them. They're too fast. So got to be able to race them heads up and come off pit road and try and get some clean air.
The series demanding perfection if you want to find victory lane.
So, guys, a couple of things that I pick up on out of that interview is first off, and we referenced this when they had the bad pit stop, is we hear a lot of guys just lose their mind on their pit crew. And I'm not going to pick on Kevin Harvick, but I will real quick. Kevin was really bad about that, right? Getting frustrated, wanting to fire guys while you're in the car. I think there's a lot to be said for his mental attitude towards that, because if you're a pit crew member, you're the first guy that knows things didn't go well, right? And you're embarrassed that you haven't done the job that you know that you can do, and to have the driver or the crew chief come on and then just whip you again, that doesn't help anything. I love his attitude. The other thing, Denny, that I'm curious your take on this is he's not in the car every week, and I don't think that we can appreciate how hard it is to get in and compete with guys that do this every single week.
Well, I think that's where the frustration probably stems from, right? Hey, I only get so many shots at this, right?
Yeah.
Let's have it together when I get in there. If you want to mess up when the other guys do it. But we can't overlook, too, Eric Almirola has a leadership role at JGR. So he wants to set a good example. He's mentoring these young guys at JGR, both in the Cup and in the Xfinity Series. So he's trying to set a good example to say, this is how you should do it.
Well, he gets an A in my book today.
And I would say give an A to the guy he's talking to here, Seth Chapka, the crew chief, because it's, as a driver, you're motivated. You want to take the most of an opportunity when you're running part-time. As a crew chief, it's a mix of young and old, and they have produced some great results. They were top 5 last week with Riley Herbst behind the wheel. We know what they've done with Eric Almirola. Justin Bonsignor, who doesn't have a lot of experience when he's come over, has done some impressive things, so I love the leadership on the box. Let's go down to Carla.
Yeah, here with Justin Allgaier, started in the back of the field, now in 4th. How much fun was that just during the first 2 stages into the 3rd stage to drive through the field?
Well, I got to say a big thank you and a huge hats off to everybody at Junior Motorsports, especially the 7 team. The effort that they put in to get this car turned around from hitting the wall in qualifying, which, pulling a rookie mistake as a veteran isn't always the greatest thing in the world. So to see all the effort and all the different crew shirts from everybody at Junior Motorsports pitching in to get this car back on the racetrack, and then to have as fast of a logistics Chevrolet as we've had. I mean, to be able to drive through the field like we did, I think twofold. Number one, it was great to do that, and knowing that we had speed to do that. It probably didn't allow me to get a great read on our balance, and on that first pit stop, we made an adjustment, and I don't know, it just didn't react the way that we wanted it to, and so the team's gone to work, and pit stops have been incredible today. Eddie DeHaan called a great race from up top, and Jim Pullman has done a great job on the pit box as always. So, it's hard when you put yourself behind, and you know what's at play, and so for us to be able to come through, get stage points in that first stage, and then to be sitting 4th right now. I'm hoping the rain goes away. I don't know that we got anything for the 3 in front of us, but if it does rain out, cool to see Junior Motorsports get a win. If not, hopefully we can get our 7 car up there and battle them for a win and put one of the 2 of us in victory lane.
You mentioned the 3 in front of you. Right before you came over here, you were talking to Brandon Jones. Y'all were kind of laughing about something. What were y'all talking about?
We were talking about the restart before when the 28 stayed out. I don't think any of us had that on our bingo card. It's going to be how the restart went. And, I think in our position, do you take the inside behind them? Do you take the outside? And, looking at where the 19 netted out, I would say the outside was probably a better choice. But, anything can and will happen on these restarts. And it's when you're in those moments, you want to try to get all you can, but not being able to pull out until the start-finish line puts you at a really big deficit, especially as slow as they kind of got fired off. So we were definitely not as fast as Xfinity Mobile in that regard. But throughout the course of the day, I think there's definitely been some speed and been some things that we've done a good job of to get ourselves to the front. And now we just got to manage these restarts and hopefully if we get back going, and I think we'll be in good shape.
If we do get back going, what are some things that are on the forefront of your mind that you got to think about?
Well, number one, first and foremost, I think think about lane choice, right? Where are you going to restart, especially the caliber of cars that were around right now. I think you also, if we do have to make a pit stop, what does that final adjustment look like, right? We're going to go another 66 laps, so, that's not a short run, and we're going to have to make adjustments that either A, are good for that 66, or, it could be broken up into a bunch of cautions. You never really know. So I think that there's a lot of strategy that plays into a late caution like this, especially when it's a red flag, and you got to make the most of it.
Rain last year.
Justin Allgaier in his 25th career start at this racetrack in the Xfinity Series, and won here in 2018 and again in 2020, and is the reigning series champion here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, which next week, Seth, goes to the Mecca of Motorsports. Next Saturday, the Xfinity Series to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Pennzoil 250, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time next Saturday here on the Deuce. Excited as always to get to the Brickyard.
Always a special weekend. Been dragged away, so I will not be a part of the Indy broadcast next week, which is a shame. But yep. But I'll be gone to some places you've never heard of, whatever that is. I know you'll be having a good time. Because you always do at Indianapolis. I could do jockey races up there. Well, let me rephrase that. I can't say all the way because you didn't like the wiener races. You didn't broadcast the Oscar Mayer wiener races. I saw that and I was like, oh, that'll be on USRN here soon. We go check that out.
Heaven forbid we have a Freedom 100 on that day.
Yeah.
I really hate to bring that back. So anyway, still under the red.
Am I the only one surprised that we haven't gotten a call yet?
I am. I really am. I did not think we would be sitting around very long. But we'll sit around here until they make a call. Let's talk a little bit more about the Xfinity Series, Seth. You're going to, if it were to be called this way, you're going to have Connor Zilisch, the first to get to 4 wins this season. I think everyone heading towards the playoffs. 7 races left in the regular season, only 6 after this race is complete. I think a lot of people said they're looking at Connor Zilisch and Justin Allgaier as almost guarantees to make the championship 4. And as we know, there are no guarantees with this playoff system. But those two are so good. They have to be favored to make the championship 4. But then the other 2 spots there are kind of up for grabs and questionable. Who else are we thinking? Because you got to have 4 make it to that championship round at Phoenix. So if we're saying Allgaier and Zilisch are going to be there, who would the other 2 be in your mind?
I wouldn't rule. I know he had his problems today. I wouldn't rule the 48 out.
Yeah.
Nick Sanchez, and then, well, you can't rule Austin Hill out either.
No, you certainly can't because he wins in such weird ways. But if we don't go back to racing, Seth, that's going to be our 8th straight race where he hasn't even led a single lap.
True. I think it is wide open. I don't think there's any arguing that.
Playoff schedule for the Xfinity Series. Round of 12 begins on Friday, September 12th in Bristol, Tennessee. Then they'll go to Kansas and the Charlotte Roval. The round of 8 is Las Vegas, Talladega, and Martinsville. Championship race, of course, in prime time on Saturday, November 1st, out in Phoenix, Arizona. I kind of like Brandon Jones.
Yeah.
And by the way, speaking of the playoffs, we talked about what a swing it could be today. Live playoff standings. Jeb Burton started the day plus 16 to Harrison Burton Seth. Right now it's only plus 7. Jeb ahead of Harrison. And Ryan Sieg, if it were to end this way, goes from minus 50 to minus 30. He would chop 20 points off the cut line. That's a good day for that team. That's much
Absolutely.
needed. And, there's Daytona.
Absolutely.
Daytona still left in the regular season. Ryan Sieg could easily win there, but so too could Jeb or Harrison Burton.
Remember, we still have Daytona left.
So you got Daytona there for Jeb and Harrison and Ryan Sieg to go after. And then also you've got 2 more road courses left in the Xfinity regular season, Watkins Glen, but don't forget there's also Portland.
Yep, exactly. That's right.
And the Xfinity Series goes back to Gateway. Gateway is the regular season finale. Xfinity Series hasn't been there in a long time. And in the middle of all of that is Indianapolis and Iowa. Those are the remaining races in the regular season. Remember Jeb, how close he was to winning at Talladega this year. He has won at Talladega before. Harrison with a win at Daytona in the Cup Series last year. Sieg has come close on those super speedways a lot in his career. So, yeah, Daytona, as always, is going to be a pretty big decider as far as the regular season goes. But that would be, it's going to be a heck of a race, I think, between Jeb, Harrison, and Ryan Sieg. And right now it does look like those 3 for just one spot, because Taylor Gray is looking better and better each passing week. He's plus 36 right now if it were to stay this way for Taylor Gray. Still under the red flag here at Dover for rain. And looking forward to tomorrow's NASCAR Cup Series race. Seth will be on the air on USRN at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time for the Auto Trader Echo Park Automotive 400. Thoughts heading into tomorrow's 400-miler?
I think that's going to be. I think it's going to be it's going to be an interesting race again. You know, that new tire and a track that. Well, the rubber that was on there from Xfinity is going to be washed off. So, who knows what we're going to get tomorrow? Who knows?
And the CW just paying tribute to Rex White, who passed away very recently. And he was named a couple of years ago as one of NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers. From Taylorsville, North Carolina, passed away at the age of 95. 28 times a race winner in what we now know as the NASCAR Cup Series. NASCAR Hall of Fame inductee in 2015 was Rex White. He lived a heck of a life.
He sure did, that's for sure.
One of the pioneer drivers of this sport. From back when he ran, starting in 1956, ran all the way to 1964 when he ran for Bud Moore the last year of his career. Also ran for Tiny Lunn's team at one point. Jet dryers are on the racetrack and trying to dry this track. I really didn't think we would get to that point, but they're trying. By the way, a reminder that tomorrow's Cup race here at Dover, like I said, USRN at 1:30 tomorrow. It'll also be on JBM. Also on JBM tomorrow is IndyCar in Toronto. That'll be on USRN 2 tomorrow. We'll see Alex Palou win again. He'll score the victory north of the border this time in the Ontario Honda Dealers Indy Toronto. That's at 12 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, JBM and USRN 2. What is Alex Palou's lead in that championship? Oh, it's 129 on Pato Award. That's all. Holy smokes. Fifth place Christian Lundgaard is 215 points behind Palou. Holy cow. That is... He is having one of the best seasons ever.
Yeah.
In IndyCar competition.
Give me just 1 second.
As we said, jet dryers are on the track as we're under the red flag here at Dover. About to hear from Brandon Jones, who has had a really strong run today. Joe Gibbs Racing driver from Georgia. He's down on pit road with Dylan Welch from the CW.
In this thing, incredibly optimistic. We'll get them rolling once again. as long as those little false returns we've been seeing on the radio don't turn into something more and materialize and we get more rain. As we wait it out, let's hear from Brandon Jones. Dylan?
Yeah, he sits in the third spot right now, having a nice day so far in the JGR 20. Who were you roughing up out here, or who roughed you up? Maybe that's the better question.
I think these really young kids, maybe the one in the 88, likes to eat donuts because he tried to give me one down, I guess, it was in 1 and 2. But no, just running hard, trying to get position. I think track position is so big right now. I wish we could get back going. I think clean air is big. Our guys have been doing a fantastic job on pit road and doing a really good job of gaining the spot. So I feel like if we can come and get us a stop, I think we're going to get our track position back and hopefully take off and maybe get going again. But I've been really happy with the speed so far. Been doing a really good job getting some stage points again. So all in all, been happy with it. I'm hoping we get going again. We've got Schultz and Menards on our GR Supra. So far, it's been as fast as Xfinity Internet. So hopefully we can keep that up and show what we got to end.
We talked a little bit earlier today about just the road course schedule and the kind of difficulty of finishing the last few weeks. This has been a really solid, just all-around run for you. How nice is that to just be able to kind of put a solid race together again?
What are you hollering about?
If it were to end, this is a 50-point day for us, so that's a really big deal. But yeah, it's just been nice to stay in that top 3 all day, really, and have a chance to continue to see the leaders and hopefully watch them make a mistake and be able to capitalize on that. I think that's what you got to do to win these races. You got to stay at least in the top 3 or top 5 and be competitive enough to when they make mistakes, you can capitalize on them.
He's right there. Brandon Jones sitting in the third spot as we speak.
I can't wait till next year this becomes the Busch Series again, and we can all say, well, I qualified faster than the legal drinking limit.
Oh, well, did he say the thing?
Oh, yes. Anybody that starts in the top, anyone that starts in the top 18 gets some kind of sponsorship from Busch. You're under the legal drinking age limit. Good Lord. Jesse Love won earlier this season at Daytona. He's down on pit road.
He wins at the track Too Tough to Tame, and today he's knocking on the door of taming the monster. Carla?
Yeah, here with Jesse Love right now, and you're currently 5th. What'd you like about your run out there before the rain hit?
My pit crew passed all the race cars for me. They're doing a great job today. My pit crew's as fast as Xfinity Mobile, and the car's pretty good. This place is so weird. It's my favorite racetrack we come to, but I feel like my balance starts tight, and then I get loose, and then I'm plowing tight, and then I'm sideways, and then I'm pretty good for a couple laps, and I'm back doing something else. So it's so interesting how the concrete reacts to rubber at this place, and when you start laying rubber on rubber, how your balance changes. But overall, we have speed throughout the run. I don't feel like we're quite where we need to be to win the race, but I would love the chance if we get back on green to have an opportunity to make something happen. I feel like if I can get to clean air, I could outrace them. But right now, we're just kind of in a lull in that 4th to 5th range. So we'll try to make something happen if we get back going green. Maybe that pit crew can do another good pit stop, and we can get back going.
I saw you talking to Connor Zillage earlier. We know you two are buddies. Were you talking about the cookie that y'all ate last night with the ice cream? I think you posted this on X. What's the explanation behind this?
Well, me and Connor, we went golfing after Tech yesterday, and I beat his ass. I mean, contest.
Wow!
He wanted to drown his sorrows in Chili's, so we went to Chili's in support of Carson Osavar and got a 2 triple dippers, which was not easy on the stomach. And it was funny. I've never seen somebody down it was like a strawberry lemonade as fast as Connor. I mean, he was drunk on strawberry lemonade. It was the craziest thing. It was like the second it sat down, he chugged it and was gone.
He said
and
strawberry lemonade was fast.
We ended up getting that cookie skillet, which was not good for my lake day figure, but I'm feeling it this morning. I woke up this morning and felt like crap. So I'm going to try to keep working it off during this race and burn off some more calories.
Yeah, strawberry lemonade, guys. Adam, I guess you can get drunk off that when you're not of age, right?
I've never felt so old in my life. Oh, yeah, I do right at this. I don't remember ever ordering a lemonade at the
By the way,
restaurant. Strawberry lemonade.
Zillage isn't of age, but he does have a birthday coming up. He'll be 19. He'll be 19 on Tuesday.
I was all about the cookie skillet, though.
Man, that looks so good.
I could have participated in that.
I wouldn't
have taken the lemonade.
I could have participated too.
Skillet. Yeah. Kim?
Yeah, Ryan Sieg came into this race looking for a good day after the last few weeks, currently running 6th. We hope to go back green.
If we were to stop now, though, are you happy with 6, or is there more out there on the racetrack for you and this team?
No, definitely more out there for us. We want to get back going. It looks like it's going to be all right, so I'm excited to finally get things on the right track, what we needed. We've struggled with the past 3 weeks, but we finally brought a car as fast as Xfinity Mobile, and things are working out for us. So hopefully the rain will hold out, and we'll be able to get a stop done and get a few more spots, maybe contend with 19 and 88, but it's going to be tough. Just need some momentum, things to go our way, and we got 7 races left, so 6 after this one. So I'm excited to get there and get as many points and try to get a win at Indy or something, you know.
I like it, a win at Indy. Remember Matt Noyes telling me before this race that once we get to Watkins Glen, so once we get through today, Indy, and then Iowa, they'll have a better picture of where they stand and what they need to do to be playoff bound.
It's like deal or no deal, right? And he said, no, I don't want 6th. I want more. I think I would just take the briefcase in hand and run with the money.
What's in the bank?
That's right.
Running, yep.
Mm-hmm. I would take a 6th today. Back on the pod.
Deal or no deal with Adam Alexander. One bald host for another.
Oh, God. The big money prize. I'm sorry. God bless Adam Alexander. That face hosting Deal or no deal.
Well, sometimes it couldn't get as bad as Howie. Lord have mercy. Howie was just so dramatic. Like, okay, dude, we get it. Just say the number. Sometimes the way he said the number. $154,000. Oh, my God. Ken Squire over here.
It is dire straits for your briefcase. It is dire.
Oh, Lord. That's what I'm going to do tomorrow. Chase Elliott brings them across the line here at the Dover Motor Speedway. And I'm Matthew Owens.
That story you was telling about your dog biting your cable, that sounded kind of made up. Well, I thought we were talking... well, I guess it could have been there. You could have told me that. You could have told the story about Ryan Blaney's Vaseline problem. Oh, don't bring that up again.
CW went to break. We can't bring you any more interviews, so instead we bring you stupidity.
I don't know, man. I think some of those interviews were stupid enough. Talking about, Jesse Love's leg day figure eating at Chili's, and God Almighty, talking about his damn pit crew's faster than Xfinity 5. It's fast. Oh my God.
Oh, here we go. We have a comment on YouTube. Jamie asks, "Will Joey win his 600th? Will Joey win in his 600th Cup race tomorrow?" I almost said that as if he's going to win his 600th race, as if he's tripled Richard Petty's total. No, that has not happened. He's not sitting on 599 wins.
Yeah.
Twitter would blow
up. We got a stat on that. Actually, I sent that to you guys earlier in the end.
He's the youngest to get there.
Look at me doing actual homework during the week. And not only that, he breaks a 52-year-old. Now that's a Richard Petty mark he surpassed.
That's right.
Richard Petty for 52 years he held the record of being the youngest to 600 starts, but Logano breaks it. Petty was 35 years, 7 months, and 23 days when he started at Richmond in February of 1973. Logano tomorrow, when he takes the green flag, 35 years, 1 month, 26 days, which, I don't like that he's 35 years old.
So, the question that was posed to us is, will Joey win? Well,
I don't know.
This is one of the tracks where he's never won at. So, will tomorrow be the day? I'm going to go with no.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I could be wrong. It kind of feels like a Hamlin day, doesn't it?
It does. Of course, Denny's in the booth today. Now, I wonder if he's gone up there and he's exposed the truth in the CW booth.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, this feels like the day tomorrow where Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson are going to get back on track. But, we could be wrong. But it was certainly a terrible Sonoma for both of those drivers. And it's been a really bad stretch for Larson. It's been a terrible stretch for Larson.
Let me ask you this question. Because I have asked this because this question has been posed by a couple different people. Because, I know he won the Brickyard last year, but he kind of hit a second-half slump last year, too. So, do you think him doing the double has anything to do with this? Is throwing him off?
I don't know. It's a good question, which, again, we live in a world where now teams can get wins, a win.
Uh-oh.
And then they can check out for a lot of the middle part of the season because they can say we can do some R&D and get ready for the playoffs. Because I got to tell you, Seth, who's had a really down summer, and I'm rather shocked by it, is Christopher Bell.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned him that much, have we?
Bell won those 3 straight races at the start of the season and then finished, second or third in Mexico. Outside of Mexico, where has he been for the last couple of months?
I don't know, but you heard me say, uh-oh. I do have a report from Chris Knight. Says NASCAR now says there's a steady light rain all the way around. Sounds like any progress made on the track is now gone.
Well, that's what we were expecting. Maybe the NASCAR officials up there didn't have a camera on the radar.
Hey, boy. And now the jet dryers are being shut down.
Yeah.
Yep, I think we're just about done here.
Yeah, we are. Because, again, the sunlight, the sundown, whatever they call that rule, was 8:10. Was the, once the leader completed the first lap after 8:10, there was going to be 2 laps to go because of a lack of light. What the world? Someone playing Pac-Man at the World Feed.
Speaking of canaries,
don't make that sound. It offends Sarah Spain.
Oh, God, bringing her up again, are we? Wow, okay. By the way, just, Sarah Spain acts like all offended. Yeah, look up her history, how she got Super Bowl 41 tickets. Just saying. And guess what? Yeah, she watched Devin Hester the kickoff back. She also watched her team get that ass beat, too, for the final 59 minutes and 38 seconds. All right, JBM, I keep getting that. We apologize to JBM for that language.
Yeah, the FIA is going to penalize you.
Yeah. Oh, boy, whatever am I going to do?
Mohammed, what's his name? I can never remember his name. The FIA leader, Mohammed bin Salah, something.
Something like that.
Yeah. He's going to fine you. Well, we're just waiting for basic confirmation now that this race is over, because as you heard, rain has picked up again. Track drying equipment has been brought off the track, and we are approaching 7 p.m. local time. And we are past halfway, so this race would
Mohammed
be official.
bin Sulaim.
There you go.
Mohammed bin Sulaim.
There you are. Of course, as we know, we all know his time as the FIA president is almost up. Josh Birch is going to take over as FIA president. And a big hi to you, JB. He's the one that's getting our audio to the guys at JBM. And I am Matthew Owens, and I approve of this message. Josh Birch, FIA president.
Oh, boy, running his campaign now, are you? Wow, we're getting into it.
We will run a smear campaign against anyone else.
We will run smear campaign against who's that? Who else is high up in motorsports that could run for?
Well, we don't have to run one against Carlos Sainz anymore because he's pulled out. He don't want
right.
Carlos Sainz doesn't want to be president anymore.
Oh, I got it. We'll run a smear campaign. Is that Ambassador Sebastian Vettel?
Those are the words I yelled every time he spun out randomly on lap 2 in a Ferrari. It's been a long time since I've done a Formula One race. I have a feeling it's going to be a long time until I do my next one.
I was going to say, yeah, I wonder why it's been so long. You mean you're not going to do the Canadian Grand Prix next year?
No. No, I'm not.
I don't even think Josh is
Yeah, word on the street, JB isn't either. That'll be the first time he's missed a Formula One race since 1942.
Which is amazing because he was born in 2002.
He was not born in 2002. He is a bit... He's closer to our age than JT is.
I know. I just wanted to say because it was ended in 2. I guess I could have went with 1992.
JT and Jack, the one that always love to tell me how old I am. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Joshua Bird, you're born in 42.
By the way, the Savannah Bananas are on the CW next weekend. Their live broadcast television debut. Apparently they're now the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball, and Jimmy Traina doesn't like them.
No, he doesn't.
And I have to ask, I'm not saying that I do or don't like them. I don't know if I understand them. What league do they play in?
They're their own thing.
So they're not in a league. So who are they getting to play
like the Harlem
them?
Globetrotters were not in a league.
So who are they getting to play them?
A bunch of random people, and they play as like the All-Star, their version of the Washington Generals. So, I mean, they're the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. Look, yeah, they have an audience of people that like them, and that's fine.
Hell yeah, it's a big audience.
I'm 50-50. I mean, I don't really care one way or the other. You like them, you don't. But I just like how you mentioned Jimmy Traina. I'm disappointed in you. Last time you got brought up in a racing broadcast, you made me laugh when you called him James Traina. Or Jim Trainer. Yeah, James Trainer. I'm talking about the WWE. But, which, by the way, that might be coming to Thunder Valley.
Oh, Lord.
Jerry Punch be the MC. Welcome to Thunder Valley SmackDown.
God. Well, there's going to be a fight in the White House lawn on July 4th next year.
Oh, God almighty. That's right. That's wow.
Last time Donald Trump organized a fight at the White House, Mike Pence almost died.
Oh. Whoa! Oh! Damn! I cannot believe you said that!
Oh, dear.
Damn! We really need this race to be called now.
Oh, dear.
Holy cow! Woo!
I'll be hosting the ESPYs next year, folks. Never fear.
We alert Sarah Spain. Get her trigger sensor ready.
All right. Connor Zilich is officially the winner of this race. The Bet Rivers 200 at Dover is over. Yes, indeed.
Become the Bet Rivers 155 or 165?
Yes, indeed. It is officially over in Dover. NASCAR has pulled the plug on this race as rain has returned, and there's just not enough time to get the race restarted and then completed. So Connor Zilich becomes the first 4-time race winner of this 2025 NASCAR Xfinity Series season. He's on pit road. He's around Eric Almirola, Justin Allgaier, and Brandon Jones. He'll be getting all of these congratulations, and we're about to hear from him. Zilich, who's gone back-to-back, his 5th career win and 2nd on an oval.
I know you wanted to finish this under green flag conditions, but man, a stage 2 win, 77 laps led, 4th win of the season. What can't this team do?
Yeah, I mean, we've been showing it lately. It's first of all, I hate that we couldn't finish the race the right way. Eric was really fast and was going to give me our run for my money. So, props to him for being there and making me work for it. But I'm still really proud of this. Thanks, Justin. Still really proud of this junior motorsports team. Our Carolina Carports car. It feels so good to win with a Carolina Carports car again. We were really good at Martinsville and couldn't get it done, and our car was as fast as Xfinity Mobile today, and we capitalized on all fronts and had good pit stops both stages and put ourselves in a position to be in the right spot when the rain fell. So very thankful. But yeah, like I said, wish I could have finished this one out, but still feels to get our fourth win. Feels good to get our fourth win of the year.
And you set yourself apart with that fourth win. Have you legitimately started to think about yourself as a championship contender?
I mean, we've known that we've had a shot at it all year long, and we've known the speed was there, but it feels good to finally be getting these wins and these good finishes. We just got to keep it going, though. I mean, it's still a long season left in front of us, and still a long way to go, but it certainly feels good to get our fourth win this early in the year.
And finally, at Pocono, you joked that your team told you hadn't won on an oval because Pocono's a triangle. What do you have to say to them now?
Hey, they got nothing against me now, so I won on a four-corner track, which that's a first for me, so I'll take it.
Connor Zilich, a win here at Dover.
Yeah, we hadn't heard that from you, Seth. Connor Zilich has never won on a four-turn racetrack.
Well, $10,000 for me. Wow, where do I sign? Now, wait a minute. Is that $10,000 or is that a $10,000
No, that's the fine. That's the fine.
What, for the swearing deal? Is that what that is?
Of course, the FIA.
Josh also wants you. He is begging me. He now messaged me on Facebook, telling you to check his
Yes,
DM.
I've just seen him. And a big hi to you, Joe, who has joined too.
Joe is just so level-headed and cool. He's like, I don't know how he puts up with all this nonsense.
Oh my God! Here is the message from Josh. He confirms I am not doing the Canadian Grand Prix next season. 500 takes priority. I will be the next president of the FIA. I just need $1 million. We'll start that campaign. We'll put a penny in the bucket. He says, Seth's been fined $10K. He says, I was born in 1999, but JT keeps saying I was born in 1950. And here's the part. He says, this has been funnier than Danica Patrick's NASCAR career.
Okay. Okay.
Not a comment there for Sarah Spain either.
Let me tell you.
He says USRN is next to be canceled by CBS.
Oh, boy. Well, considering the comment you just made about the White House, yeah, I think we're on our merry way. Yeah. Rivalries that I didn't know I needed in the last year and a half. Josh Birch versus Danica Patrick.
Oh.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, Lord.
Wow. All right. Now, what do we do now? I want to get kicked out of the crap house.
I want Chili's. I want that skillet.
Hey, look, I want my baby back ribs. I want my baby back ribs. Ooh, you want my baby back chili, baby back ribs. Or get your babies to go. Baby go, baby go. When they did that to go promotion, like, get it to go. Baby go, baby go.
Of course, for those of you in England, that would be take away, not to go.
Plug had the prayer emojis up. What's that supposed to mean? Is he praying for us not to say anything stupid? That's a waste of prayer, my friend.
Oh, and JB says only rivalry she might win. Okay, should we give everyone, people in JBM, they don't need us to tell you the results. The results are on their screen. But Seth, should we tell everyone how they finished today?
Yes, because this is an audio platform for USRN, and they can't see that.
That's right.
Unless they're in front of the computer.
Here's how it finished today in the Bet Rivers 200 at Dover. Connor Zilich gets the win. It's his fourth of the season. Eric Almirola finished second. Brandon Jones third. Justin Allgaier was fourth. Jesse Love finished fifth. It is the 8th straight top 10 finish for Connor Zilich. Ryan Sieg finishing 6th. He gained 20 points on the cut line. Start of the day minus 50. Taylor Gray, the Stage 1 winner, finishes 7th. Sheldon Creed 8th. William Sawalich 9th. And Christian Eckes finished 10th.
Harrison Burton was 11th. Sam Mayer was 12th. Austin Hill 13th. 14th goes to Matt DiBenedetto. Carson Quapple 15th. Dean Thompson 16th. Jake Finch finished 17th. Ryan Truex just never really found a rhythm. He was denied a three-peat. He finished 18th. Parker Retzloff 19th, and a not-so-good day playoff-wise for Jeb Burton. He finished 20th.
Yeah, Burton started the day plus 16. He'll end the day plus 7 in the final playoff spot. Daniel Dye was 21st. Rajah Caruth making an appearance in the Xfinity Series for Jordan Anderson Racing. Finishes 20th. 23rd, Anthony Alfredo. That's a shame. He finished top 10 in this race last year. Sammy Smith was a non-factor all day. He came home 24th. 25th was Brennan Poole. 26th, Jeremy Clements. 27th to Josh Williams. LeVar Scott was 28th. He was the last car on the lead lap. First off of the lead lap was Leland Honeyman in 29th. And 30th, Ryan Ellis.
Kaz Gralla 31st in the last race for that number 5 team. 32nd went to Blaine Perkins. Nick Lights 33rd. Josh Balicki was 34th. Garrett Smithley 35th. 36th, Kyle Sieg. Nick Sanchez's great run of form ended with a 37th place finish. And Ross Chastain ended up finishing tail end Charlie in 38th, also with mechanical issues.
Sanchez and Chastain, the only two drivers that failed to finish today's race, which ends up going for 134 laps of the 200-lap scheduled distance. From here, the NASCAR Xfinity Series heads next weekend to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The Pennzoil 250 from the Brickyard comes your way on USRN2 and JBM next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Only 6 races left in the Xfinity Series regular season. Indianapolis, Iowa, Watkins Glen, Daytona, Portland, and Gateway, the final half dozen of the regular season. For the Xfinity Series, playoff starts on September 12th on a Friday night in Bristol, Tennessee. Seth, your thoughts on a rain-shortened Xfinity Series race here in Dover, Delaware?
Solid day. This ended up being the Bet Rivers 134, by the way.
Yeah, right.
By the way, first time since 1985 that 5 straight Xfinity Series races have been won by drivers with fewer than 50 career starts.
Wow.
Youth is being served in this series, that is for sure. Great action today when we had it. Had rubber band tendencies, clean air didn't seem to rule at the front, but you'll get that here. You even had that back in 2001, the good old days. Everybody wants when they complain about that, but good to see some tight action, and hey, eventful race or not, always good to be with you on a race, because that's always eventful. We get Matt White comes in, flies in from across the pond tomorrow, and he'll try to straighten us up as best as possible.
Yeah, of course. And Matt, who is much like me, doesn't love the heat. It's going to be 90-plus degrees tomorrow. We're going to have him out in the in the conditions, and you're up here with me, big boy, in the AC. How about that?
Yeah, you think the booth can handle the two of us, literally and figuratively?
Not sure. That's tomorrow, the Cup Series 1:30 on USRN here at Dover. Before we head out, updated look at those playoff standings. Zilich goes to the top of the playoff grid with the 4th win, ahead of Allgaier and Hill on 3 wins. Brandon Jones, Sammy Smith, Jesse Love, and Nick Sanchez with 1 win each. Sam Mayer at plus 162. Carson Quaffle plus 86. Sheldon Creed plus 61. They're all pretty comfortable. Taylor Gray now 36 points above the cut line. Stage win was big for him. And Jeb Burton started the day plus 16. Ends it, as I mentioned, at plus 7. Harrison Burton minus 7. Ryan Sieg minus 30. Dean Thompson minus 62. That's the playoff outlook heading to Indianapolis next Saturday for the Xfinity Series. And that will do it for us. Today, the Bet Rivers 200 finishes after just 134 laps and miles were complete. Rain ends up winning the day, but winning the race is Connor Zilich for the 4th time this season, 5th time in his career. He wins the Bet Rivers 200. in Dover. Again, tomorrow, USRN and JBM for the Auto Trader Echo Park Automotive 400 for the NASCAR Cup Series here in Dover. 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time, our airtime here on USRN. Also IndyCar in Toronto on USRN2 and JBM as well. For everyone at USRN, Mixer.com, for Josh Birch at JBM who got us on and hopefully enjoyed the laughs, as we hope many of you did. So long from Dover. We'll hit the Crab Shack and be back at you tomorrow.